Good morning and welcome to the picturesque Liberta Sports Club, where we are with the Under 15 tournament put on by Cricket West Indies. This morning we have the match between Barbados and Jamaica. Our match referee for today is Mr. Fitzroy Quinlan. Jamaica, you have the coin in your hand. Spin the toss. Heads it is. Barbados, what are you going to do?
I have a ball.
So Barbados, they're going to have a ball. Why are you deciding to have a ball?
It has a lot of grass on the pitch, a bit of moisture might be under it, so we should like to take these things out of it.
All right, thank you so much. All the best. Buchanan, you didn't win the toss this morning. What would you have done if you ever won the toss?
Well, we would have bowled first as well. As previously, as we could have seen in the field, the outfield was a bit wet. Could have impacted the pitch as well, and with extra moisture. And previously, we've done a lot of chasing, so we would have liked to do it today.
So who are the people we should be looking forward to that you're batting today? Who are you counting on to get your runs?
Well, everyone's a player. Everyone is capable of doing something with the bat, and we expect everyone to contribute.
All right, thank you so much. So this morning, Barbados, they have won the toss and decided that they're going to bowl first. Good morning and welcome to beautiful Liberta Sports Club field in Ball Beef, Liberta. And this morning you've heard that Barbados won the toss and they've elected to bowl first. And it's Hines who is bowling from the police station end, which is the northern end here at the Ball Beef ground. Alongside me is Asha Murray Cornelius. I'm Denmore Roberts, and we will be bringing you today's West Indies Rising Stars Under 15 championship game between Jamaica and Barbados. Momentarily, we'll give you the team list. First runs on the board today for Jamaica. And Jamaica today opening with Magichi and Jaden Shaw, as they look to put a total up today against the Barbados teams. Barbados team, let me just tell you the teams for today. The Jamaicans, they come in with Buchanan, Price, Andrew Lloyd, Ray Magichi, Tesfa Ward, more runs here again for the Jamaican opener. Not really moving his feet too much, but getting good bat onto that one, squeezing it down to a wide third man, and he's able to get his first run. We also have Dondre Peters, Alexandre Elliott, Ekoni Robinson, Wayne Plummer, Siobhan Boyd, and Jaden Shaw. That's the squad for Jamaica. Good delivery. Good delivery. Shaw, this bowler here looks a good Hines. Jahidi Hines looks a good seamer.
Well, yes, Mr. Roberts, a very good start here by young Hines from the northern end. He's bowling a good line in length here, challenging the batsman's outside edge, both left and right-handed.
This one peels off the outer edge, just a single down to third man. Again, just not pushing out that far, just a very short step, and the ball taking the edge, bringing the end to over number 1-3 without loss at the end of the first over. Let me just tell you that the Barbados Under 15 team today is led by Justin Paris. Seth Smith is the wicket keeper. Javion Batson, Asher Branford, Kilani Clark, Zarel Harding, Jahidi Hines, Rajiv Pasuram, Yuvraj Prasad, Shawniko Sargent, and Joshua Thompson. That's the squad today for the Barbados under 15 out here in Liberta. Bright morning. Both teams, especially Barbados, they usually have a very good following, and we see that they've taken up residence over in that southeastern corner here at the grounds. That little Barbadian posse, a few Jamaicans also sprinkling around the grounds. So,
well, we have the number 4 bowler, the second opening bowler for Barbados from the pavilion end, Zarel Harding.
So we're going to watch and see what Harding brings to the table. He's going to want to follow in the footsteps of Jahidi Hines, who we saw bowl a very good first over. Bang on target right away. Nice slim bowler, has a nice smooth run up with a beautiful action, and he was bang on target with his first delivery.
That's right, Mr. Roberts. Just on the off stump, but just outside on a good length. The batsman could do nothing but defend. But very interesting field. The slip, just one. This pitch seems to be quite helpful to the bowlers so far, so we'll see if they might put in a second slip later.
Harding bangs that one in short. Signal of 1 for the over comes from umpire Auguste, and it's umpire Auguste and Shekels today.
Well,
Both.
you know, fast bowlers testing the pitch early, with the new ball. Nothing wrong at all.
One of the things the captain said at the start that caused them to bowl first was that there was a generous amount of grass on the pitch. Again, good, nice, hard delivery from Zarel Harding, just coming in and getting on that one on target. The Jamaican opening batsman just getting in line and dropping it at his feet. Good cricket all around, good bowling, good batting so far.
That is true. And what I would want to see early is what he's doing well. He's playing up in the V, just trying to get his eye in. And sooner or later down in the innings, he can turn those for 1.
Good delivery again. Beaten this time outside the line of the off stump by a good delivery by Harding. Touching down and just shaping away outside the line of the off stump into the gloves of Seth Smith. And there is no run.
Yes, lovely delivery yet again from Harding. This is a good start by the Barbados under 15 team. Just 3 so far on the board for Jamaica. And if they keep this pressure up, a wicket is soon to follow.
This one is clipped away, but straight to that man at that short, fine leg position. He's a pretty strange feel for an opening batsman. That man being so fine there at that short, fine leg position. Because if you get that just a foot or so to his right or left, that's definitely going to go past him.
Well, yes, I definitely don't think that was the plan there by the bowler, young Harding. I guess he went searching there after bowling 4 very good dot balls.
And another good delivery this time. The batsman getting bat onto pad into the onside field, and there was no run. End of another over. Good over by Harding. Was that a maiden?
A maiden over
Maiden
indeed.
over indeed to start 3 without loss.
Well, yes, this is a good start here by the 2 young Barbados on 15 bowlers. Bowling a very tight line and length, not giving too much width outside the off stump, making the batsman play, and that is the most important thing at the start. Use the new ball to its advantage, bowl it on a good length, and hope the batsman edges it.
And we were talking the last over about that man being up at that short, fine leg position. They've also done the same for Jahidi Hines. That is because they've put that man out on the pull shot, out on the backward square boundary, and they also employing the third man. This one is leaving the bat in the air, not really caught between two minds. The left-handed opener.
Well, yes, I realize that that could very well be the plan here by the Barbados opening bowlers to bowl with a deep square leg, just to keep the batsmen honest and let them know that a short ball is not very far away.
Ray Magici, the left-handed opening batsman. He is on the back foot and punching, but finds that man at cover. No run. So yes, the idea is that it looks as if the Barbados team, they're trying to protect at least the third man boundary. So you can tell that they're going to be trying to bowl outside the line of the off stump, maybe just a little bit short of a length to try and tempt the batsman into a false stroke. Good delivery, good pace, good carry, good all around. That was a good delivery. Touchdown. The batsman was driving and beaten, but that was a beautiful delivery there.
Well, you just mentioned the false stroke, and we saw it here. A beautiful delivery by Jahidi Hines over the wicket to the left-hander, angling away from him, forcing him into a drive, and beats the outside edge.
We see the slip fielder just taking a step back. Another good delivery from Jahidi Hines. This is some good bowling.
Yes, some good pace being worked up here by the young bowler from Barbados, as we see here on the replay. Looks like he came wide of the crease looking for that angle across, and the batsman is playing down the wrong line as the ball leaves his outside edge.
Another good delivery. This time we're giving the batsman the benefit of the doubt. Pick the line up early and then pull the bat inside, allowed it to go into the gloves of the wicket keeper, Seth Smith, and so there is no run.
Well, this is lovely bowling here, I must say. And what I would want to see is that he closes out the over well. He doesn't go searching. He continues on that line and length with a bit of patience.
Here is he trying to pull at one. Is Magici. The ball didn't come on as quickly as he thought. He was through the shot before the ball got to him. It took the gloves, ballooned up in the air, but fell well short of the slip fielders. And so he survives at the end of the over. It remains on 3. Correct. 3 without loss. We've had 3 overs. So very good bowling to start by the Barbados opening attack in Harding and Hines.
Correct, lovely start here so far. 3 overs, 2 maidens. If Barbados could keep the pressure on, a wicket is soon to fall.
This one is on the legs and flicked away out to the backward square boundary for 4. Just straying a little bit. That time is Zarel Harding, and good shot by the opening batsman.
Yes, that's lovely there by an opening batsman. That's what you would want. Put away the bad balls. He strayed onto the pads there, and as for any good batsman, he would be good off the pads, and he flicks that over the fine leg fielder for 4.
Didn't need to move on that occasion because the man at square leg was pretty square, and that one went into what would have been a wide long leg position. 4 beautiful runs. Shah is playing defensively to a good delivery, a good comeback delivery. This from Zarel Harding. Just tried something with that first delivery, pushed it a little bit leg side, was flicked away, and coming back with a nice straight delivery. And Shaw, equal to the task. Looks a pretty competent opening batsman. Shaw looks pretty solid there. And this time he's squaring up to a short of a length delivery and just getting the bat in the way. The ball left the bat in the air, but falling well short of any fielder on the offside. Called down now by his partner, Rajay Magici. He's on 1. Jaden Shaw is on 6. The total 7 without loss. We're in over number 4.
just a bit of hard hands there from Shaw on the back foot.
Here we watch as this delivery is fired down the leg side, coming inside and just allowing it to go by, getting the wide is Shaw.
Yeah, that's correct. Wide call by the umpire. Just a badly lined delivery. And Shaw moves inside the line of that and lets it go along its way for a wide.
Looks as if he's getting a little bit of movement, so he would want to start those deliveries a lot further outside the line of the off stump, allowing it to swing back into or cut back into the right-handed Shaw. Here is he getting one that starts on or about the off stump, and Shaw playing with softer hands though, getting it down on the bounce into the slip region. No run.
Well, yes, again, very good bowling by the two opening bowlers for Barbados. I think the management and the players would have gotten it right by choosing to bowl first. I mean, Liberta Ballbeef is renowned for giving some assistance to the fast bowlers, and it is evident by the good opening start here.
Here is he driving in the air over the top, and it's not going to carry to the boundary. It's pretty heavy outfield with some overnight showers, and he's able to get to his shot, but going into a drive there. The good thing is that he was looking to drive straight. The ball took high up on the bat, went up into the air, but was able to clear that mid-off region, and he's able to rush back for 2 runs.
Well, yes, that's always good to be an opening batsman in the power play of a one-day game. Only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle.
Gets a short of a length delivery and covers up well, plays it beautifully. This is good cricket so far we've seen in the first 4 overs. 10 without loss. Jaden Shaw is on 8. Rajay Magichi, he is on 1.
Yes, a very productive over there by the Jamaica under 15s. Opening batsman Jaden Shaw got a 4 on the legs, going over the top of mid-off for 2. It's very important to utilize the power play as much as possible. 4 overs have already passed, so they've gotten their eye in after the first 4. Let's hope they can push on and maybe score, say, a 40, 45 of the power play. That would be very beneficial to them.
New over starts, and he's driving outside the line of the off stump, and he's caught behind. So the trap has worked. We've been talking about it, that they've been looking to tempt him into that fall stroke. It was wide outside the line of the off stump. He pushed at it, thin edge through to the wicket keeper, and he's gone.
Well, yeah, that's lovely bowling there. He continued from his last over. That was just a little fuller, a little wider, encouraging him to drive outside the line of the stumps, and a thin edge carrying to the keeper, Seth Smith, and Jamaica are 10 for 1.
And you can tell, they say you always tell when the batsman looks straight back to see if it is caught, and he sort of gave it away there. Even if the umpire had any doubt, just from his reaction alone, he immediately looked back to see if it had carried to Seth Smith behind the stumps. He walks back. I think he's going to, at some point in this tournament, he's going to come good, because he has the mechanics down packed, and he's going to be one to watch as well. Magichi didn't score many today, just 1, but looks a good player. We see Ward, test for Ward, heading out now for the Jamaica team.
That's right, number 9 test for Ward in at number 3 after just 4 overs. But yes, I do believe that these young children are definitely ones for the future. His technique, although he may not have scored a lot of runs, his technique was solid enough. But I guess just shot selection and execution would have been his downfall today.
But we cannot take nothing away from the Barbados bowling. They bowled very well this morning. 2 opening bowlers, they've looked to be consistent, and they've bowled with good pace as well, good line and length for on the 15, so they can consider themselves to be having a good morning. A new batsman gets a first delivery that is coming back at him, jumping back and not moving his feet, allowing it to go by into the gloves of Seth Smith. No run.
Yeah, this is very disciplined bowling here by the young Jahidi Hines. Not leaving that length at all. He seems to have great control over his line and length, being able to pitch it up when required.
Here is Hines. And Ward, again, just covers up, plays it defensively. You can see that Ward is just trying to get a couple of deliveries onto his bat, just to try and get his eye in. That one was a short of a length delivery. I thought it might have been that length that you look to pull that one. Somebody like you, Asha, would have been looking to smash that one somewhere in the mid-wicket region. But being a new batsman, Ward, test for Ward, decided just to play it defensively, get his eye in. He's getting one away, and he comes through for a leg by. Is it? Yes. Leg by signal now by umpire Shackles. So just one more to the total. 11 for 1. We're over number 5.
Well, you mentioned back in my day when I played the West Indies under 15 tournament, I was probably not very much taller than those stumps. So that would have been very much in the armpit, in the rib cage for me. So pulling may not be an option.
All right, here we watch. As he's bowled him, cleaned him up completely. One that's pitched up, rocks the middle stump back. That's the end of Jaden Shaw. Jahidi Hines gets his second wicket in the over. It's now 11 for 2.
Yes, wonderfully bowled yet again from Jahidi Hines. This yet again a bit fuller than the previous balls to test for Ward. Pitched up, aimed at the stumps, and that natural angle from Jahidi Hines, just angling in, allowed him to get through the gates of the young Shaw.
We just look at it again. Right up to him. Just didn't get in the way quickly enough. That one went right through his defense and knocked back that middle stump. What any fast bowler wants to see, the middle stump rocking back. And Jahidi Hines would feel very good about himself. 2 wickets so far in this over. Wicket off his first delivery, and then a wicket off his 5th delivery, 11 for 2. And Barbados right on top against Jamaica.
Yeah, this is really disciplined bowling. Lovely bowling here by Jahidi Hines. 2 wickets for 3 runs with a maiden so far. In at number 4 for the Jamaican under 15s, we have Lewayne Price, number 19.
Price, he's listed as the wicket keeper. So the wicket keeper batsman in Lewayne Price. Maybe coming in a little bit earlier than he might have expected. Probably was expecting his opening pair to last a little longer. We're in the 5th over. Here we watch as he gets his first delivery and he's playing this one out onto the offside field, just squeezing it out, just making sure that one does not get through his defense, and brings up the end of the over. The end of it, a very good over for the Barbados team. Jamaica finding themselves in a spot of bother, the 11 for 2.
Yes, that's right. A double strike in the over for Jahidi Hines and for Barbados on the 15s. The first ball faced by Lewayne Price seems very positive. He got onto the front foot, I think an area that may have been lacking and would have led to the demise of the young Ward, not getting forward to a ball that I think should have been covered a bit better.
Yeah, he should have been looking to get forward. He just got caught on the crease, his feet not moving, and that one went right through his defense, and he perished. Start of a new over. He's squeezing one into the offside field. Quick single, good cricket.
Right, that's what I was hoping that they would have been doing earlier. The 2 opening batsmen just looking to just drop it, because I find that extra cover is a fair distance
deep.
back.
Yep,
so get just forward defense, and a single should be enough to rotate the strike. And with the left-handed, right-handed combination at the top of the order, I think that would have given the bowlers a bit more trouble.
Here we watch as this delivery again is played into the offside field. This time a little bit too much bat onto it, so it traveled quickly into that cover region. No run. But the fielders are pretty much on the 30-yard circle. So they're starting on the 30-yard circle and then looking to walk in quickly.
Well, yes, I find that the extra cover more is starting
pretty deep. Here is Harding in, and this delivery is driven up on the onside. Good slide and stop at mid-on.
correct. And this is what you'd need from your fielders if you are the Barbados team. The bowlers are bowling well, and the fielders are backing them up, keeping the pressure on the Jamaica on the 15.
Your namesake, Asher Branford, at that mid-on position.
Oh, well, anybody with the name of Asher is a good fielder.
Here we watch as Harding is pulled away over the short fine leg region for 4. Banged it in and given the treatment. It was a poor delivery. Just tried to hammer it in, and quickly in was Llewayne Price and pulling this one over the head of that field at the short fine leg and down to the fine leg boundary for 4.
Yes, I don't think that's where Harding would have wanted that delivery to go. Short, yes, but the line maybe not to where he would have wanted, and not being able to utilize the deep square leg. He gets it fine. The young batsman Price just to the left or over short fine leg for 4. And you can hear the coach of the Barbados team, Sir Roddy Eswick, telling his bowlers to stay disciplined.
Here we watch, and he's back to disciplined. A good delivery on the line of the stumps. Coming forward, playing it quietly, is the right-handed Jamaican batsman in Llewayne Price. And there is no run. So just one slip in. There is a third man. There's a gully. A man at point, extra cover mid-off, a short mid-on, a man at deep square leg, and a man at short fine leg. Full toss that is pulled away into the mid-wicket region. He's going to get runs here. Gets 2. They've been able to rush back for 2. Good backing up by the Barbados team, backing up in numbers there. So just limiting the batters to just 2 runs. 16. Correction, it just flashes over to 18 for 2 at the end of over number 6. So far, Hines, 3 overs, 2 wickets for 3 runs. Harding has been more expensive. His 3 overs have cost him 14 runs.
Yes, a bit of a circumspect start here from the Jamaican under 15s, and to no fault of theirs is just brilliant bowling, and discipline is the name of the young Jahidi Hines from the top end.
One of the things that we know about the under 15 that any fast bowler can only bowl 6 overs in a spell, and then they have to get equal amount of rest. Here is this one down the leg side, flicked, and the ball dropping out of the gloves of Seeley. Looks as if the Bajans were interested. I wonder how closely that one was to an edge, or if it had taken the edge. We would never know because the ball, the catch was not taken. We'll just have a look at it again to see if he got anywhere close to it. It just looks as if he missed it from my vantage point.
It might be a bit of pad.
Might have been. Still, if he's just jumping in line and playing it into the offside field, no run. It's just a beautiful atmosphere over here at Ball Beef in Liberta.
Yes, the Bajan contingent down on the stand under the tree. You know they always walk with their contingent in numbers.
They definitely bring their contingent for the under 15. Here is the driving beautifully for 4. That's a good shot.
Beautiful. Beautiful by Tesfa Ward. Overpitched here by the young Jahidi Hines. And he lays back. Front foot not really moving a lot, but the weight transfer was there, and he just sent his hands through the ball, beating cover. A lovely boundary by Tesfa Ward.
Beautiful stroke. Got 4 runs for it. And just describing the scenery, there's signs of spring. We see a tree in the far end of the field with some beautiful pink blossoms on it. He's just pushing this one out to the mid-off region. No run. So it was really the first loose delivery we've seen from Jahidi Hines, and just gave the batsman a little bit of width. As you said, his feet didn't move, but he really threw the bat at it and made good contact. It flashed over the outfield, and that was a beautiful stroke for 4. Hines, short of a length and getting on top of it.
But yes, what I would like to see more of from the young Jamaican batters is just to try and squeeze some singles here if they're not getting the boundaries. I mean, the ring field on the offside with the mid-off, the extra cover and the cover, they're all starting from the 30-yard circle.
That seems to be.
So anything that would be on a length or just a bit back of a length can just be forward defensed or defended on the back foot for a single.
He's going to get a single as he gets it past the diving fielder. They should come back for a second, and they do get it in the end. And I was going to say that seems to be a problem that we have a little bit of in the West Indies, that of turning the strike over. We're good at boundary hitting. We're good at those kind of power shots, but the little delicacies, delicate strokes, and those little things that turn the strike over is still a work in progress. 24 for 2 at the end of over number 7. Tesfa Ward is on 7. Llewellyn Price, he is on 6. Denmore Roberts and Asha Murray Cornelius over here at Ball Beef in Liberta, home of the Liberta Blackhawks, who are the 2-day champions, repeat champions here in Antigua and Barbuda. Your team did very well this year, Asha Murray Cornelius, New Wintrops, and I was very pleased with that to really see improvement. What was the difference, maybe, that with your guys this year?
Well, I would say that the New Winthrop Lions really worked hard in the off-season this year.
Here we watch as he's driven beautifully back past the bowler. Seemed to have been a slow delivery and was equal to the task. They come back for 2. So, Llewellyn Price driving there and getting 2 runs. Lovely shot
there by Llewellyn Price. That is the mark of a good batsman. Any batsman that can on-drive like that is destined for greatness, and we can see that here from young Llewellyn Price. Not overbalancing, just getting his head and shoulders to the line and just easing it past the short mid-on there for 2. Lovely shot.
Oh, easy. Getting a delivery that he's trying to pull this one down the onside. Was a loud appeal from the Barbados team. So probably just going to have to check him out because that one cannoned into his pads.
He was deceived by the swing there from Zarel Hardin. Ball angled into his leg stump, looking to take it over the mid-wicket region for possibly a 4. But the outswing caught him and didn't make any contact. Yet again, the same shot, a bit fuller by the bowler Harding. And Tesfa Ward is going to have a word with Llewellyn Price,
and I think
for those last 2 shots.
I think he should because, sometimes they say umpire gives you out based on the shot that you play. But that one clearly was angled down the leg side. So good decision by umpire Auguste. But he would want to maybe just watch that delivery just a little bit longer. Here is he playing defensively again. Feet not moving. Just maybe just pushing the bat a bit more, all bat.
And you hit the nail on the head right there. He needs to watch the ball just a bit longer when looking to play the big shots. There's a lot of acreage over on the leg side. If you beat short mid-on from deep mid-wicket all the way across. There's a lot of acreage out there. So just watch the ball, get some bat on it, and you're guaranteed to get some runs.
Here is he getting a full pitch delivery, driving up on the onside, dragging it from outside at off stump up to the onside. He seems to like to play the ball on the leg side, because that one seemed full outside the line of the off stump. Maybe could have attempted to pace the field through the offside. But
yes, Llewayne Price seems to be very proactive, seems to be a very busy batsman, wants to get on top of the bowlers as opposed to being dictated by the bowlers.
He's getting a delivery again, playing defensively up on the onside, no run. To bring up the end of over number 8 at the end of 8 overs, 26 for 2, 26. Shaw.
Yes, for the New Winthrops Lions, we had a very good season this year. We kind of fell away where it mattered most. Our only loss this year coming to the champions, the Liberta Blackhawks. And
First delivery outside the line of the off stump, no run. But I think though, you can call it a successful season. Let me tell you why I say that.
I agree.
Because I have seen improvement in terms of your overall play and the preparation. Remember somebody like a Bartlett Henry, he had just been there or thereabout, but this year he's been able to get centuries and literally almost at the top of the run scoring chart and so on. We've seen other players from your team make contribution that we haven't seen for a little while. You've been able to defeat small weaker teams that probably didn't prepare as well as you did. So overall, I think it was a successful season, even though you have not yet won the championship. It's one of those situations. Here is he getting a delivery. This driving. It's test for Ward. He's on 7, 12 deliveries so far. And Wayne Price has also faced 12 deliveries for his 8, 26 for 2.
Well, agreed. We did have a much improved season from last year's 2-day. I think we finished 5th or 6th in the table out of 9. I kind of
short pitch delivery again, just jumping in line and playing it into the offside field. It's test for Ward, no run.
I would attribute it to last year's performance in the 40 overs that kind of instilled a certain belief back into the team. We finished runners-up to the Liberta Blackhawks yet again in the 40 overs last year. And I think where it started would have been, I think, the Empire game or the Jennings game last year. And we were...
outside the line of the off stump, reaching for it, no run.
Yeah, we were very much down and out against Empire. But I guess the attitude of winning or not giving up, I guess, was instilled that day. And since then, we've taken that over into this year's competition by training hard in the off-season and really preparing well with our coach, Abdiel Hughes.
He's pulling a short delivery. It's high up in the air over the mid-wicket region and it's 6 runs. Carries all the way. It was short and he swung the bat at it, got good bat. It flew over that mid-wicket region and carried all the way for 6 runs. Good shot.
Seems to be a very strong lad here, Tesfa Ward. Banged in short by Jahidi Hines, but not well lined, just outside the eye lines. So it gives him enough time to free the arms, and he did so well over the mid-wicket region for 6. And after 9 overs, 32 for 2, Jamaica on the 15.
I just get the feeling that Jahidi Hines seems to just be tiring a little bit. So maybe it's soon time for the captain to just have a look and see whether or not Jahidi Hines is will need to be replaced. Even though I think that you can bowl 6 in a row, sometimes I don't think that you need to bowl all 6 in a row, especially in a situation like this where it's clear that the bowler is tiring a little bit. So we will see what the captain does.
Well, I do believe that if it's not broken, don't fix it. I mean, you've been bowling a good length deliveries outside the off stump for a majority of the morning, and the batsmen have found it hard to score. So, I mean, if that's working and they're not going over the top, I believe you should continue.
Harding continues. Here is this delivery, steered away into the offside field, no run.
And there's evidence of that yet again by Zarel Harding, Luane Price, and Tesfa Ward sweating on anything short. So it just would behoove the bowlers to be a little more disciplined.
Do you think bowlers get bored sometimes when you're bowling good, you're bowling line and length, the batsman not scoring, you think, hey, I need to try something? I've always wondered what goes through their mind.
Well, definitely. I mean, it's really a struggle at times for bowlers to remain a bit disciplined in terms of bowling good balls and going past the outside edge. I mean, as a fast bowler, no one wants to see you beat the bat 4 times with no reward.
I remember a coach saying to us one time, sometimes you have to bowl a few overs to the wicket keeper. I think it's another delivery on a good length, no run. He said you have to bowl a couple of deliveries to the wicket keeper to get a wicket. And then I was trying to figure out what does he mean? You understand? He says if you bowl a couple of boring overs to the batsman, sometimes they too get frustrated thinking nothing is happening. Let me try something, and then you bowl a good one and you get them to nick it. Harding is again strained on the leg side and pulled away for 4.
And whoever that coach is that gave you that bit of information is correct. And it rings especially true for limited overs cricket, where the batsman has to score runs. And scoring runs, he does, Luane Price. Again, sweating on anything short, just a bit short. He's a tall lad for his age, so I guess he's picking up the length quickly, rocking back onto the back foot, knowing that it's still the power play, and just helping it on its way for 4.
In the final over of the first power play. Good delivery again, just covering up is Luane Price, playing it back along the pitch, no run.
But yes, I do believe that the young bowlers would have to learn that a few boring overs is a lot more valuable to you as opposed to going searching and getting tonked all over the park.
Yep.
Especially in the limited overs game.
Certainly. Here is Harding. And the leg side. They should get a single. This one probably coming off of the pad and just going into the onside field. Leg by signal now by umpire Auguste. So 36 for 2, maybe 10 runs
37.
short of 37, maybe 10 runs short of what they would have wanted at this stage in the PowerPoint. Maybe a wicket too many as well.
I mean, I would have taken it the score 37 if it were without loss from the first 10. I mean, having wickets in the shed leading into the middle overs would be very beneficial for any batting team. And ladies and gentlemen, as you would have seen there, we are home for the summertime against Australia in Barbados, Grenada, and I think I would have seen and Jamaica as well.
So if you're planning your summer vacation, and cricket is going to be a part of it, you'd want to take note that we're home, the West Indies, they're home for the summer. So you say,
And we see a change in bowling. Number 3, Joshua Thompson, into the attack.
left arm spinner. Two deliveries so far, played quietly by so Llewellyn Price, just trying to see what is taking place so far with
Yes, a steady start here by Joshua Thompson,
Thompson.
around the wicket to the right-hander.
Again, good delivery to start. 4 good deliveries so far, unable to score. When we look at the Barbados names, sound very familiar. Paris, Smith, Clark, Fords, Hines, Hardings, Thompson, Seeley, Sargent. Typical Barbados names. Say good morning to all the folks over there who's listening to us in Barbados. Very good over to start for Thompson. He starts with a maiden over, and the score remains on 37 for 2 at the end of 11 overs. Just to say good morning to Andrew Mason and all the folks over there in Barbados. Also to my referee friends in Barbados. You know, at one point I worked with football referees across the Caribbean. So,
Well, yes, very good start by the young Thompson. Bowling left arm spin, left arm orthodox. Maiden over to start with. Seems to have a lot of control, being able to keep the batsman quiet and not pitching anything short in his first over. Very good start.
yeah, and I got the impression that Llewellyn Price was just trying to probably look at one over just to see if he could figure out what it is that Thompson was doing in terms of his spin.
And we see a change from both ends here. Seems like my namesake, number 12, Asher Branford, is on to bowl.
Good first delivery, right up to the
Yes,
right-handed batsman in Tesfa Ward, and of course
well, yes, solid start so far from the young Branford. Full and straight. But I really must commend the opening bowlers, Jahidi Hines and Zarel Harding.
Yorker length delivery. Coming down on it quickly is Tesfa Ward, and no run.
Yes.
Branford. This one is driven, but straight to the field at short extra cover, no run.
Yes, I guess the plan here for young Branford is to bowl full and straight. I mean, now that the power play is finished, there's some protection for him on the cover sweeper boundary and third man and fine leg as well.
He also has cover on the square leg boundary. So 4 men out. No slip in place. Here is he pulling this one in the air out to that square leg fielder that I just spoke about. He takes the catch.
And now we see why he had the deep square leg out in the first place. The plan coming together, I guess.
Yes, pitched up forward, and he pulled one down. Test forward, just couldn't resist and pulled it, but it went high, and he was pulling it against the breeze that can sometimes be very strong here at Ball Beef, and hit it down the throat of the deep square leg fielder, and he has perished. 37 for 3.
Yes, a plan coming together here for the young Brantford, and a good catch by the deep square leg fielder to remove Test for Ward. He goes for 13. But I mean, the only thing I could say is maybe try and get that in the gap. It was a well-lined short ball, I must say, and he fell for the trap.
And it might probably look as if they're just going to use the opportunity to probably have a refreshment break one time as the fielders huddle. And so 37 for 3 will also take a short break. Ball beef. So 37 for 3 over number 12. Last man out. Test for Ward. Fall into that pull stroke. The trap was set and he fell into it. He was pulling against the breeze. Plummer gets his first delivery, just steers it down to third man, looks to get off the mark. It gets it easily. So 1 to him. Left and right hand combination, and so now the Jamaicans would need to make this one work, especially just trying to turn the strike over, not get bogged down, looking to turn the strike over. They have gaps in the outfield that they can work with. Beaten outside the line of the off stump from a good delivery from Asher Branford.
Yeah, this is tight bowling here from the Barbados team. The first change bowlers, lovely delivery by Branford. Pitched up outside the off stump and leaving the batsman, forcing him into to play. And
But
at the end of
again,
the over,
just a little bit of a flaw in the technique. There we see the left leg not moving very much there for Llewellyn Price. He just sort of pushed the bat at it tentatively. Ball beating the outside edge and into the wicket keeper. No run. So Joshua Thompson from the southern end is going to look to continue to bowl over number 13.
what's important here that the Jamaican under 15 team should be aware of is now in the middle overs, it would be important to pick up as much singles and twos as possible, especially against the left arm orthodox bowler.
He's left arm over, bowling to the left-handed plumber. Wayne Plummer. Just playing it back along the pitch. The bowler feels to his own bowling, no run. Here is hitting one in the air, but it falls safely into that cover region.
It's a bit risky there, the ball not coming up at all from young Thompson. He's a short lad, not getting much bounce, and Plummer tried to cut.
Plummer is driving. He's going to get some runs here down to the third man position. Buys, signals. He's driving loosely outside the line of the off stump. Didn't make contact.
And as I've said, he's getting no bounce. Look at that delivery. Beating the keeper and all, and they scamper through for a bye.
Continues to bowl well, Thompson. So the first run off of his bowling has come as Llewellyn Price just easing it into the offside field for a single. Before that, he had bowled 9 dot balls in a row. Thompson.
Correct. I'm not sure what he called the no ball for. Could it have been a fielding
Looks as
violation?
if it's a fielding violation because we've seen the man at mid wicket just ran into up to the circle. So a free hit opportunity, swung away out into the deep mid wicket position, just a single. So it was the man at mid wicket who was a little bit slow. He didn't remember to come up. So they ended up with 5 outside of the circle instead of 4. Looking to cut again is Llewellyn Price. But Thompson is bowling pretty slowly. So it's difficult to make the stroke. The batsman will have to generate all of the force themselves. He's driving pleasantly out to that long off position. Walks through almost as if he's just having a little bit of a struggle with his...
Yeah, Llewellyn Price seems to be in a bit of discomfort there, limping down to the non-striker's end after hitting that ball down to long off for a single. At the end of the over, Jamaica 43 for 3. And that's what I like to see from these middle overs. Not a lot of risk and 3 singles and a bye with a no ball. But if they could just get 4 singles and over and then capitalize on the bad ball, that is all that these young batsmen would need. And I think that rings true for an issue that we may be having in the Caribbean in rotating strike.
Let's see what the approach is. So he just to tell you the field, there's a man down at third man. There is a point, more of a backward point. Cover is deep on the boundary. Extra cover mid-off. Here is Asher.
It's a very
Branford.
clear plan that I see Branford bowling to. He's going to bowl full. And from if we can go by anything from the first over, a short ball is coming, and that's why the fine leg and the square leg is back. But I think the batsman should be aware of this.
And even if they're going to look to pull down, keep the ball down. Yorker length delivery, good delivery, right up, almost broke the bat of Llewellyn Price. There's no run. I think though that the physio probably would needs to go out and just offer some assistance to Llewellyn Price, whatever it is. He's limping.
Yes, he seems to be in a bit of discomfort after playing that delivery, moving the foot.
Full toss, and it should be, and it's called a no ball. They rush back for 2 runs, so they're gonna get 3 in total.
Good. This is not looking good for Llewellyn Price. Coming back for the second day, he looks to be in a lot of trouble there. But as we see here again, a ball gone awry by Asher Branford, full, not threatening the batsman outside the off stump, and he, I guess, cuts it past backward point down to third man Wade. They get 2, but Llewellyn Price is not looking comfortable. Something to do with that right foot.
So, free hit delivery, because that was also a no ball, full above the waist. Here's a free hit delivery. And banged away out to the long on boundary for 4. With just a flat batted stroke, hit it straight back past the bowler and picked up a boundary. Good shot.
I think he has some talent if he switches over to tennis, because that ball was outside the off stump, quite wide outside the off stump, and he stood his ground, planted the front foot, and flat batted it back over the bowler's head. Nothing that a fast bowler wants to see.
And you could give, I would give some credit to Asher Branford for listening. I'll tell you why. Here is he. Yorker length delivery, dug out by Llewellyn Price. Llewellyn Price, no run. His coach said to him that for the free hit delivery, just look to put it outside the off stump in space. And that is what he did. He bowled that one outside the off stump into space, but Llewellyn Price was equal to the task, and with a tennis type stroke, flat batted it back past him for 4.
I think the bowler would be hard done by, because he listened to the coach and still got hit for 4.
Here we watch. Full toss, driven. They're going to get a run here. Good tumbling save in the outfield.
Yes, I do believe the bowler might have been hard done by, because he listened to the coach and say, "But coach, I did." And he got hit. It was a good shot.
It was just an extraordinary stroke.
Yes.
It was one of those situations where you did what you were told to do and still came out second best, because the batsman was just equal to the task.
Correct. But I must give credit to Llewellyn Price. He's really battling on, 21 off of 34. Picked up an injury, I think. I do think that the medic staff should have a look at it before it progresses any further, because do remember, this is only the first game of 5 that these young men have to play.
Outside the line of the off stump, allowed to go by the left-handed Wayne Plummer into the gloves of wicketkeeper Seth Smith. Brings up the end of another over. At the end of it, 14 overs gone, 51 for 3 Jamaica, after Barbados won the toss this morning and inserted the Jamaica on the 15. So, bright sunshine over here at Ball Beef. Barrel of Beef is the correct name, as the legend says that they were beef brought in barrels. Here is this delivery that is played back along the pitch, and there is no run.
Interesting. A barrel of beef.
Yeah, that what happened? I will tell you the story. This delivery just played away quietly into the offside field, no run. They were smuggling rum in those days. And the legend has it that the barrels that came with the rum marked beef.
Wow.
So they
Smart.
had barrels of beef, and they brought them just outside the road from where we are. And they swear to all heavens that it was beef. This delivery is driven into the mid-wicket region, no run. My grandparents had a wonderful time. They drank the beef and had a good time.
Well, in any of the circumstance, I don't think that beef is something that you should be drinking. But if they had a good time, power to them.
Power to them. We just call it ball beef for short over here in Liberta. It's next to the Liberta Primary School. So if you're on your way in Antigua and you turn to come in, you come in through the school gate and drive around and you will see us here at Barrel Beef, Ball Beef as we call them. This is Thompson continuing. Delivery is driven out to the mid-off region. Wanted a run there was Plummer, but with Llewellyn Price carrying some sort of injury, doesn't seem to be interested in any quick singles. So
Yeah, I think this is going to be a major hindrance for the rest of the Jamaica innings if he continues to bat. So as we would have seen, we home for the summer, we full of energy. The West Indies versus Australia series from June 25th to July 28th. We're going to be in Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Kitts. So if you're there or if you want to catch a flight and enjoy the summer festivities of each country, get your tickets now at westindiescricket.com. Well, windiescricket.com.
And if any of my friends in any of those islands want to see me, buy me a ticket. I'll come down for free. Driving out caught at that extra cover region. So a wicket to Asher Branford, pitched up one to Llewellyn Price, and he was into a drive and hit it straight to that field at extra cover in Paris, and he took a smart catch. That's the end of Llewellyn Price. The fourth wicket goes down for the Jamaicans. They are now 52 for 4.
Well, that was unfortunate and a bit inevitable for the young Llewellyn Price, carrying an injury. He wasn't able to rotate the strike as he would have wanted, and I think the directive would have been to try and push on. If you're going to hit boundaries, hit them. But that ball just wasn't there for the shot, and it was a good catch by the captain Justin Paris.
And a good field placement too, because he had put those fielders in those catching positions. He himself had come a little bit shorter at that extra cover position for that fall stroke, and the plan worked very well.
Well, at the fall of that wicket, we see Jamaica's captain in at number 6, Zachary Buchanan, number 17, stroll to the crease.
So Buchanan is listed here as he is also a leg spinner. So in at the fall of that wicket of Llewellyn Price.
Well, yes, I think it's time now for the captain Buchanan to bear the responsibility of rebuilding this innings here for the Jamaica under 15s. 52 for 4 after 15 overs. He may well have to bat through the entire innings if the Jamaica team is to post a respectable total.
Quite a number of overs still left. We still have 34 to go after this one. This delivery is a good first delivery, and he's just luckily getting that back down and squeezing it down to that third man position. Didn't think he knew quite a lot about that one, but was just able to get the bat down quickly and able to squeeze out another run.
Yes, challenging the batsman first ball is young Branford. Full, straight, maybe a bit of shape away, and just caught the outside edge, but doesn't go to hand. Gets a single.
Wayne Plummer faces. He gets a short of a length delivery, just steering it into the offside field. Can't beat the close-in fielders. No run.
He seems to be well put together, Wayne Plummer. I like his technique. Seems to set up well, good backlift, head to the ball, feet to the ball, and defends nice and compact. Doesn't let the hands stray too far away from the body. Seems in good order, but 2 off of 8, he may just need to play himself in, and hopefully he looks good to get a good score.
Faces up to Branford, and he's just playing one, steering it down to a third man position for a single. One more to him, one more to the Jamaica total. Goes up by 1 to 54 for 4.
Yeah, this is good bowling. Good pace from the young man. The 3 fast bowlers so far used by Barbados have really impressed me. Their control, their line and length, their pace has all been exceptional so far, and it's evident by Jamaica's score of 53 for 4.
Outside the line of the off stump, driving and not making contact. There is no run. So the end of the over has come up. At the end of it, the total is on 54 for 4. 54 for 4, the end of over number 16.
Yes, another tight over there from Branford. And really a very dominant display so far from the Barbados team. So far, all the fast bowlers have taken the wickets, and as you would have known, each wicket taken by a fast bowler would accrue 0.2 point.
0.2 points, yes.
Correct.
Calculating the points seems to need a mathematical calculator. Something that can do well at decimals.
Well, I mean, this is a good initiative by West Indies Cricket. I mean, to be honest, encouraging teams to use their fast bowlers and utilize the young lads. You know, I think fast bowling is an art that really and truly should be encouraged. And by such initiatives as giving them 0.2 for a particular art such as that.
I think you should probably get 0.2 points for every 10 singles that you get. Would
Agreed.
also encourage teams to try and turn the strike over.
Agreed.
Think about, scoring the ones and twos.
Agreed. It should either be points accrued for singles or
And
points deducted for dot balls.
Correct.
It should
And
be.
that same coach says that singles are a part of aggressive batting.
Agreed. Maybe not aggressive batting, but positive batting.
He says
It's-
aggressive. He says you get 5 singles and 1 4, you get 9 in the over. You're batting aggressively. Here we
right.
watch. And a good positive stroke, but hitting it straight to the batter. And there is no run. So young Joshua Thompson continues to be effective. He's had another maiden over bowled. So at the end of over number 17, the score remains on 54 for 4.
Yes, I believe that Joshua Thomas is doing a job here for the Barbados team, just holding, just to keep them contained while the fast bowlers chip away at the wickets and attack. We see Branford continuing from the pavilion end.
Here is Branford, full toss. Played, but he has to be careful though, because he's already bowled a delivery above the waist full. So he has to ensure that he doesn't bowl another one, because he could find himself in some trouble.
Yeah, that's correct.
And putting his captain in a spot of bother.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be a bowler down, especially seeing that your bowler has taken 2 wickets already.
Who is he banging one in and looking to pull it? Was Buchanan, the captain, not making contact. The ball going through to Seth Smith. There's no run.
I have no doubt in my mind that with how hard he swung, if that came out the middle, we'd have had to have had a new ball.
Yeah, he really went at that one. Was looking to smash it somewhere in the mid-wicket region. Probably saw it pull down early and was looking to really have a go at it. Asher Branford, full toss once more. He's driving straight to that short mid-on region. No run.
I think he may be tiring a bit here, because in the first 2 overs he would have been nailing those Yorkers and then had enough pace to get that short ball up, but it doesn't seem to be as accurate as before.
He's into his 4th over.
Yeah, it could be that he may be tiring a little bit, and you have to give some leeway to these youngsters. I mean, 50 overs is a long time.
And I think that's why some of the rules says, not to bowl. Here is he hit, pulling. This one is in the air. Wicketkeeper takes the catch. Buchanan goes. Jamaica losing their 5th wicket. And they say you die by the sword, because Zachary Buchanan was looking to play that pull shot again, only managing to get the top edge. It went high up into the air, and behind of him, wicketkeeper Seth Smith took a smart catch. That's the end of Buchanan. Jamaica losing their 5th wicket. They're now 54 for 5.
Yes, well, I mean, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, but there wasn't much living done because he didn't get anything for the previous pull shot. I mean, it looks to me that he had his bat angle down. I'm not sure if that was intended by him, but the ball bouncing a bit more than he expected, getting a top edge, and it could only go as far as the keeper, Seth Smith. Jamaica 54 for 5, and that brings in Andrew Lloyd, number 43, to the crease.
So Jamaica in a little bit of a bother here, 54 for 5, losing wickets at regular intervals, and we can say 1 or 2 of those wickets, especially the one of Buchanan, the captain, was a fall stroke, a naughty stroke at this stage of the innings, with having your team in a spot of bother. Maybe they would have wanted a little bit more responsibility from him. He just couldn't resist that short delivery. Played that one early in the over. Really was looking to hit the leather off of it. Didn't make contact. This time he went for the same stroke. Found the top edge. And he's back in the pavilion. So this first delivery to the new batsman Andrew Lloyd. He jumps into line. Plays it into the offside field. And no run. Asher Branford would be happy. He's 3 wickets for 11 runs so far.
Yes, I mean, he's really toiling away here from the pavilion end, and I think so far all 3 of his wickets, well, no, 2 of his wickets so far would be from him bowling or attempting to bowl a short ball, and I think that was the directive given to him by the captain, that you should be the enforcer, which is why we have trusted you with a deep square leg and a deep fine leg.
Yeah, just giving him the leeway to bowl that short ball, to bang one in every now and then, and see if he could tempt the Jamaicans into a fall stroke. He's been able to do so on 2 occasions.
But the fall of the last 2 wickets, I must say, could be attributed to the lack of rotation of strike, because Wayne Plummer has been down the other end, and it's always beneficial when you have a left-hand, right-hand combination. And not being able to take advantage of that by rotating the strike may have frustrated the young batsmen and led to them playing a rash shot.
Thompson's first delivery of a new over is pushed that outside the off stump. Taken by wicketkeeper Smith, no run.
Yes, the young Thompson really is doing a job here for Barbados. 4 overs so far, and with just only 5 runs coming from it.
Playing a sweep shot, top edge, but it goes into the short square leg region, and they're able to come through for a single for run number 55. 55 for 5, and good morning to our friends over there in Jamaica. Peter Prendergast, good morning to you if you're watching Prendy. Also to Victor Stewart, Dave Meikle, and some of my other friends over there in Jamaica, and those folks who watch us from the university. This delivery is driven into the offside field for another run. And this is what they need to do. Just look to score. Maybe just rotate the strike when it comes to the spinner, Thompson.
Yes, that's very important when a bowler is bowling as well as Thompson is. Rotate the strike.
Here is he again, just sweeping. We'll get another single down to the deep square leg, who's on the boundary. Good strong throw. Back to the wicket keeper one more. And what this can do to it can actually throw Thompson off. Instead of him just settling in, bowling to one batter over and over and over, if he has to, change his line, especially he's going over to the left-hander, around to the right-hander. Rotating the strike would, throw him off of his rhythm.
Right, and that's what I think these young batsmen would have to learn, and learn quickly, to just kind of be able to read and be aware of the situation of the game and play it accordingly.
Here we watch as this delivery is played back along the pitch for the bowler to field to his own bowling, and there's no run. End of over number 19 at the end of it, 57 for 5.
Yes, I mean, at this stage of the innings for Jamaica, it's imperative that they just pick up the singles. 3 runs and over, 4 runs and over isn't bad at this stage of the innings, especially if you were able to conserve wickets. I mean, in the last 10 or the last 12, you could afford to push on to maybe 6 or 7 runs and over, if needs be, if wickets are in the shed. I mean, as it stands now, getting 3-4 runs really should be the goal, to minimize risk, to minimize potential wicket-taking deliveries.
Asha Bradford is going to continue from the pavilion end, primary school end. So far, he's had 3 wickets, 3 of the 5 so far. He's in to the left-handed Plummer. And Plummer just turns this one down on the onside for easy single.
So, Mr. Roberts, you seem to be a man that has a lot of stories. And I would have imagined that you would have grown up around ball beef, considering that you know its origins.
I live literally 1 minute from where we are.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I literally lived in this schoolyard all my life. So I am from around here and have been updated on all of the history as to the village and the place. And I really made it my business to find out, how some of the stories went. And so, every village you go, you have a legend of how it came about, of what took place, and so on. When we talk about New Winthrops, where you play for, we hear that they walked from up by the airport side over to the new the new village.
Yes, I've heard all of these hallowed stories, and I think it's interesting to always, be in touch with your relatives, your senior citizens in your lives, because they have stories that you could pass down to you. It's always fun, you know what I'm saying?
Because I remember that they've always said that New Winthrop School is actually not in New Winthrops, it's in Barnes Hill.
That's a debate that we've been having
they've been
over there
having-
for years.
That's a debate that
Years.
continues. Harding misses his run.
I think he may be tiring here, Asher Branford.
Yeah, just losing his rhythm. You pointed it out in the last over that he just seems to be a little bit tiring. He's tiring a little bit. If you notice, his pace has reduced as well, and he's now lost his rhythm a little bit.
Well, I mean, over here at Ball Beef, the sun is no
Here's an
joke.
opportunity for a run out. Oh, and he missed the stump, and they're going to get overthrows. Will it have it legs to take it to the boundary? No. Just pulls it up just inside, and they're able to come back for a second run. But that was a risky single, which turned into two because he was all the way down, had all three stumps to aim at, and just didn't hit.
Yeah, a bit of confusion between the two batsmen. Lloyd called him through, and Plummer hesitated a bit. And the fielder took aim, had aim of all three, and he missed, and there was no one backing up. And they scampered through for an extra run. I mean, this is good by Plummer, I guess, trying to his attempt at rotating the strike as best he could.
Oh, and this one, full pitch delivery, no ball call, and it beats the wicket keeper as well, and it's into the boundary for 4. But this might mean that this might be the end of Harding. Isn't this his second one?
Yes, correct. That is his second one. And the keeper had no idea about that one either. And it could have gone even worse if it hit the helmet behind the young Seth Smith. But no ball called, and free hit, as you would have known.
So this is the free hit delivery. Banged away into the mid-wicket boundary for 4. So 9 runs off 2 deliveries, and Asher Branford losing his way just a little bit.
Yes, this seems to be a very productive over here for the Jamaica team. Very productive indeed. 9 in 2 balls. 14 or 13 so far out of the over. Very expensive.
He's bowled him. Chopped it onto his stumps. It was outside the line of the off stump, and Plummer was looking to force it away and just managing to chop it back onto his stumps. So Branford would feel a lot better about himself. It was another short of a length delivery outside the line of the off stump as we look at it, and he just dragged it back, right back onto his stumps. And that's the end of Plummer. He has to go. Jamaica losing their 6th wicket. They're now 66 for 6.
Yes, an eventful over indeed culminates in a wicket for Branford eventually. No foot movement there by Wayne Plummer. The ball has some ways outside the off stump, and he just has a flash on it, and he gets a bottom edge on to the stops and chopped on. He goes for 12 off of 24, and Jamaica is in some real trouble, real trouble after 20 overs. Or just fans of cricket in general in the Caribbean, we are home for the summer. Between June 25th and July 28th, the West Indies take on Australia in Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Kitts. So get your tickets now at windiescricket.com website. That's www.windiescricket.com to get your tickets and support your teams.
We're hoping that they would be supporting West Indies cricket. West Indies with that new series. We should have a new captain in place for that Australia series. Have any suggestions as to help Karen Sammy, who we should pick as the captain?
Well, as far as I know, we're in a bit of a dilemma when it comes to captaincy choices here in the Caribbean.
I don't think that we're in a dilemma. We have the captain right there. His name is Shea Hope. All format captain. And I think that it would also mean that we get Shea Hope back in Test cricket, which is something that we need. We need to encourage others in Test cricket.
I mean, it's up to debate whether Shea Hope should be reintroduced to Test cricket. I mean, that is a lot of responsibility and a lot of strain being put on one man to be captain of the T20s, ODIs, and Test cricket. I mean, if we would have looked at his Test stats, I mean, it's left a bit wanting.
I don't agree.
There's room for improvement.
I don't agree. I think that we lost confidence in him far too soon, far too easily. We clearly would have seen that he has the potential, what it takes to be a good Test cricketer.
Well, with the numbers posted in ODI cricket and how he can build innings and score runs, I mean, if he could bring that into Test cricket, I mean, it would be more than advantageous for the West Indies, but it remains to be seen.
Here is he bowled.
Beautiful delivery.
Beautiful delivery. Just pulled him forward. The ball beat him all ends up. Just turned and knocked that middle stump back. Andrew Lloyd has to go. And Joshua Thompson, after bowling so well for so long, gets his first wicket, bowling the Jamaican batter. And Jamaica continues to lose their way. It's now 72 for 7.
Beautiful. That is the dream delivery for any left-arm orthodox spinner. And Joshua Thompson would be delighted with that delivery. Coming around the wicket with flight and guile, pulling the batsman forward. As we would say in the Caribbean, he has the ball on a string. And he pulled back that string. And even if he didn't get bowled, he would have been stumped.
He dragged him out.
Beautiful delivery.
Dragged him out just now.
Beautiful delivery.
Just enough flight to tempt the batsman to really come forward. He was beaten all ends up. Beaten and bowled. That's what spinners would want to see. And, a very good ball there from Thompson. Brings in Elliott. Alexandre Elliott has come in to join Dondre Peters. And the Jamaicans are losing their way. They're 72 for 7. And Barbados, they're right on top in this under 15.
Yes, the Barbados under 15s have truly taken command of this match, dominating with the ball so far. I don't think any bowler for the Bajan team has conceded or exceeded an economy of 5, which in ODI cricket is
Here's a loud
very
appeal, is
exceptional.
out, leg before, first delivery. Thompson literally knew that he had him. The batsman not really moving his feet. Let's have a look at it again. Thompson, left armer, round the wicket. This one again flighted and hitting him right on that.
Yeah, that's
front
correct.
pad in
That
front
seems
of
to be
the
an arm
stumps.
ball. First ball on target by young Joshua Thompson. A ball spinning away from the other batsman to get him bowled. And then the very next ball, first ball to young Alexandra. He got an arm ball, wrapped him on the front pad. No questions and no doubt in the umpire's mind. Umpire Donald Sheckle with that wicket.
So he's on a hat trick. So Siobhan Boyd will come out to face the hat-trick delivery.
Yeah, it has fallen apart quickly here for the Jamaica on the 15 team. An innings that started with a lot of promise has quickly spiraled into 72 for 8.
And just to bring you up to date, in other matches, Leeward Islands on the 15, they're 54 for 6. And Trinidad and Tobago on the 15, playing against Guyana, they are 74 without loss. Trinidad and Tobago. So outside the line of the off stump, the hat-trick ball, trying to tempt the batsman, but he survives. At the end of over number 21, Jamaica in a lot of trouble. 72 for 8.
Very, very disciplined by the young Joshua Thompson, because if that were me on the hat-trick delivery, I am firing it in full and fast, arm ball, and bring everything into play. LBW, bold, everything comes into play. But he kept it disciplined, continued bowling what was working for him, and he finishes with a dot ball.
So, as you can see, the Jamaica scorecard doesn't read very well. Shaw 8, Magichi 1, 13.
And we have a change in bowler here from the pavilion end, number 17 returning, the opening young Jahidi Hines, coming to wrap up their innings, hopefully for the Barbados on the 15s. Lovely start to his second spell here. Full outside the line of the off stump. The batsman just shoulders arms and lets it go through to the keeper. But I do think that this is a good move here by the Barbados team, being attacking and aggressive, being proactive and looking to finish the innings quickly.
So Hines is back, and I was just about to say that. I was wondering if it was bordering on the time limit, because how many did he bowl in his first spell?
I think he bowled 5.
So he should have had about 50 minutes rest. And so maybe he's just back a little bit, a touch too soon. Here is this delivery, angling down the leg side. So not sure how they would handle a situation like that when it came back, because I know I read the playing conditions and it said that you should get equal rest, and if you bowl 5, you should get 50 minutes of rest before you are able to bowl again. So here we watch as he's in, and this delivery is driven at, just banged back into the pitch. Bowler faced his own ball in, and there's no run.
But yes, that decision is up to the relevant authorities as to whether he
they would have to check it, all the timings.
Yes, but so far so good. Everything is all right for the young Jahidi Hines, bowling well. All dot balls so far in the over.
Yorker length delivery. He's allowed appeal, and he's given him leg before. I thought it was right up, and I was saying if it hit his toe, he would have been in trouble. For a moment there, the Barbados team sort of went up belatedly. Let's have a look at it.
That's a beautiful Yorker. Beautiful Yorker.
Full on his back leg, pretty much in front of the
It
stumps.
looks like it for me. Swinging away, missing the bat. And that wicket brought about another drinks break. After 21 overs going into the 22nd, Jamaica struggling at 72 for 9. Coney Robinson.
Robinson is beaten outside the line of the off stump by the final delivery of the over, and there is no run. So good comeback that from Jahidi Hines, and he's been able to get a wicket with his first over back. And we've just been able to clarify the rules that there have been 5 consecutive overs bowled from the other end, the end at which that he's coming back from. He had bowled from the opposite end, so he is within his legal limits to come back at this stage. It's sort of difficult to follow, but
rules are rules.
Rules are rules. And I think that the Barbados team, they are on top of the rules, so they
would have read the playing conditions thoroughly to ensure that they would have not been breaching.
Thompson continues. He's flighting one outside the line of the off stump, called wide. And again, that's important that you know what rules you're playing under, and I think that helps, especially when you're out there, that you know what the rules are, so that you know how to get around and how to manipulate them and how to make them work in your best interest. Thompson with this delivery just played quietly into the onside field, no run. So, Leewards 54 for 6. And of course, Trinidad and Tobago, when last we heard, were 74 without loss. Beaten outside the line of the off stump again. This Thompson continues to bowl well. He's had 2 wickets for 11 runs so far, and he's in his 7th over.
Well, yes, this is brilliant bowling here by Joshua Thompson, not giving much away, and he continues.
He just continues, beating Chevron Boyd.
And this is what I would imagine would be frustrating for the young players after getting 9 people out. The tail enders hold on.
Here is he again, and is he dropped
and he's
at
dropped.
slip? Looked as if it carried to the first slip fielder.
And that's dropped by Captain Paris.
Yes.
In the breadbasket.
And straight out. Thompson in. No ball called. So a free hit opportunity.
Interestingly, is his second front foot no ball. So this might be called into question. The first no ball, it wasn't fielding. Maybe it may have been a front foot by a spinner. Very interesting.
Interesting. So.
But the free hit wasn't put away. It didn't cost the Barbados team anything. And at the end of the over, 74 for 9.
74 for 9, and then let me just bring you up to date. Trinidad and Tobago's Jordan Julian, he's not out on 46, and Davis Guerra not out on 26. They have moved on to 83 without loss. And in the Leewards versus Windward Islands, that's playing at CCG. The Leeward Islands, they are 76 for 6. And the top scorer so far for the Leeward Islands, 10 runs, as we see Hines continuing from the southern end.
Well, yes, I guess the tail end is now going to delay the inevitable for as long as possible and maybe try and scrape to 100 for the Jamaica team. And that's played down to mid-on by the young Robinson. Jahidi Hines bowling full and straight, looking to finish the innings and finish it comprehensively and quickly.
Here we watch as Hines is in and just reaching forward, Connie Robinson, and driving pleasantly for number 11. Just playing it quietly into the offside field. No run.
So,
Captain.
Mr. Roberts, do you have any favorite memories of the cricket matches that you would have seen here at Ballbeef over the years? Any favorable memories of you
I
playing?
remember that one afternoon, Raheem Cornwall came in to bat. And within about 50 balls, he was 100.
I hope it wasn't against my beloved New Winthrop.
I don't think it was New Winthrops, but he came in, and from ball one, he was just having a go at it, and he really hit the ball to all parts of the grounds. I also remember this one, he steered away into the offside field, no run. One time it was against us. There was this guy, they call him, he's from round south. But he hit the ball to all parts of the field and village. And he really let loose over here. And that was a really good knock. Here is he beaten outside the line of the off stump.
Well, yes, for the listeners who may not know, Raheem Cornwall, known as Jimbo, hails from Liberta and played and grew up with most of his cricket being played at ball or barrel beef, as I have learned today.
And folks should know that Raheem Cornwall is on the ground. He's a groundsman today. One of the guys that pull the covers for this under 15. We're not planning on paying him, just so that he knows up front. But if there was any threat of rain, you would see Raheem Cornwall sprinting out with the boys to get the covers on quickly.
But yes, it's a lovely opportunity for the young guys here at under 15 meeting some of the international players that would have produced at the regional level and the international level for some time.
His deliveries off the outer edge, they're going to get a single. And every run that the Jamaicans score after now, Captain Paris must be ruined that dropped catch at slip, because that one went right into his breadbasket and then straight out. Here is he driving outside the line of the off stump. The wicket keeper just threw the ball at the stumps and the bails off. But
yeah, that's a missed chance there for Barbados, I think. Did the foot drag out the crease? It did. But the ball was a bit wide for the keeper to collect cleanly.
Yep.
And it's not out.
He did drag that foot and then he lifted it as well.
But Raheem Cornwall being here at the Ballbeef grounds today, I think, over the course of the tournament, it should be encouraged that the players pick the brains of people who would have been successful at the regional and international level if their intention is to get there one day.
Certainly. Short of a length delivery, just pulled down. First really bad delivery we've seen. Dragged down by Thompson. Just losing his shape on that occasion and not coming through with his action, dragging that one down, and the batsmen were able to just play it into the offside field for a single. 76 for 9. Thompson is in.
Well, if we're going to be fair to the young Thompson, he has bowled 7 overs on the trot, and this would make 8. So I wouldn't fault him right now for tiring. But he's done a good job for Barbados so far.
Here is this one hit up in the air, and the catch is taken. So the innings comes to an end. Thompson gets his 3rd wicket. Jamaica, they're all out for 76. My scorer looks at me with that face that tells me that I am correct. So 76 all out here at the Liberta field, and Barbados would feel very happy with their bowling performance so far.
Yes, a very dominant performance in the bowling department for the Barbados under 15s. So, as we would have seen here, Jamaica bowled out for 77 here at the Ball Beef grounds. Very tight and a very dominant bowling display by Barbados.
So 77 is the final score. We'll just have a look at the scorecard. If we could just put it up on the screen, so we could just have a look. No, not available. So Barbados Jamaica 77 all out of 24.5 overs. Was it 24.5 overs? And the Barbados team would need 78 for victory. At the Liberta Sports Complex, we've just seen two deliveries of the Barbados reply, both going past the bat of opener Jahidi Hines. So Hines and Batson in for Barbados. They need to score 78 runs for victory. Javion Batson and Jahidi Hines. Guess a Yorker length delivery. Not out, says the umpire. It's Ikani Robinson, the big bustling fast bowler, who's running in for the Jamaica team. Doesn't have a lot of runs to play with, but so far it has not affected his spirit. He's looking to run in, looking to have a good bowl.
Well, yes, what is important here for the Jamaica under 15 team is that they try and take as much positives out of this and don't let this affect their bowling performance.
And they're going to need wickets. Here we come as Robinson is in, and Hines gets a good delivery. That he's just squeezing out into the offside field, no run. Four dot balls so far for Ikani Robinson. Jahidi Hines struggling to get off the mark. Bounces one outside the line of the off stump into the gloves of the wicket keeper, who is Llewellyn Price. There is no run. So he's looking to bowl fast, Ikani Robinson. Quite a bit pacey for an under 15 bowler, but here is he. Gets one and he's looking for the quick single. Is Hines rightly sent back by Batson, and there is no run. Maiden over to start the reply. Remember, Jamaica, they were all out for 77. Barbados, they're going to need 78 runs for victory. Doesn't have to be anything that is flashy or even done very quickly. The Barbados team, they have quite a bit of time to get those 78 runs. So they can afford a couple of maiden overs.
That's correct. A lot of time for Barbados. They can eventually, they can even use it as practice if they want. So, but I guess for Jamaica, the most important thing is to still bowl discipline and not feel like all is lost and start leaking runs. It's important that the bowlers at least leave with some confidence.
Certainly. So Wayne Plummer is going to bowl from the northern end, police station end, here at Liberta. Picturesque outfield. Curator here at Liberta playing field. Former West Indies fast bowler Kenny Benjamin would have done a good job getting the field and pitches ready. Plummer short, edging, and just about didn't carry. Looks as if it dropped just before it got to the... Looked as if it bounced just before it got to the fielder. Did he give him?
It looks like it.
Looks as if the umpire...
But the umpires are going to have a conversation.
Had given him... Did he give him out? So... Looked as if it probably fell short of the fielder. Not out, says the umpire. And of course, Ogis just giving Sheckle some advice, just saying he think that and it looked to me, didn't look as if it carried. And just from even the reaction of the Jamaicans, they were not super excited to start with. The edge found, but if you look at the wicket keeper, the way that he reacted, he too felt that it just dropped short.
Yeah, wasn't convinced.
Of the man there. Plummer to Hines, a wide outside the line of the off stump. Hines just, Javian Batson, just allowing that one to go by outside the line of the off stump. No run. They get one just for the wide. So they
First
get off
runs.
the mark. First run on this on the board to start the Barbados reply. Here we go again. This is Plummer. Another wide outside the line of the off stump.
He's not getting it right in the first over here. I think the swing might be bothering him from his action. It looks like he's a kind of a slingy bowler, so he may be getting some outswing and that may be troubling him. But it's quite confusing seeing that the breeze is going across him.
He's literally just slinging those deliveries outside the off stump. Ooh, that one was right down, kept low. Again with that slingy action. Yeah, kept pretty low.
Those are things that you hope just don't land on the stumps when you're a batsman. A bit lucky there, a bit fortunate for Javian batsman that he can continue.
Yeah, that one just kept low outside the line of the off stump though. So no damage done. Here's Plummer. And this one is cut away. He's going to get runs here, gets 4. Good shot.
Nothing
Short of
better.
the length.
Nothing better for a batsman than hitting the middle. Short and wide by Plummer. Not getting the line and length right at all. And batsman stands up on the front foot and just eases that to the right of point for 4.
Good shot by Batson. And he played that one so easily. Played with it a lot of time as well. Elegant stroke. He's edging. This one goes between the slip and the gully and runs down to the third man region. And good bit of feeling, good bit of work there by the fielder chasing all the way. And the batsmen were able to come back for 2 runs.
Yeah, very good ball. He finally got it right. The young Plummer just outside the off stump and squared up Batson. And it found its way through the gap. And there's no third man, so 3 men for the Jamaican team chased after it.
Andrew Lloyd doing very well on that occasion, pulling it back, saving some runs for his team. And Jamaica has that decision to make. Are they how do they mix defense with attack when they really don't have too many runs on the board?
Well,
so they brought in a second slip. So they now have 2 slips and a gully.
Well, from my perspective, Denmore, I think that there's no defense to be had. Just go all out and try and pick up as much wickets as you can.
Because you tend to think that with just 77 on the board, that it's not going to be that they're going to defend the 77 unless they get wickets.
That's correct.
If they bowl all the overs, Barbados will get the score. So another heavy delivery from Plummer, played defensively into the offside field, and no run. So the end of the over has come up. At the end of it, the score is 8 without loss. The Barbados team. Remember, Jamaica made 77 all out in their turn at the crease. Momentarily, I'll give you the scorecard for the Jamaica team. Here is this delivery driven beautifully. 4.
That's a crunching shot by Jahidi Hines. Coney Robinson working up some pace here, but a half volley is a half volley no matter how fast you bowl it. And the faster it comes, is the faster it goes.
So Connie Robinson was right up to the right-handed Hines, and Hines just leaned into that one and picked up another boundary. This time Robinson is short. Here is an attempt of a quick single sent back. So Hines sending back batsman on that occasion. If you're listening to Jamaica, let me just give you the scorecard. Jaden Shaw, he made 8. Rajay McGurky, 1. Tesfa Ward, 13. Llewayne Price, 22. Wayne Plummer, 12. Zachary Buchanan, 1. Andrew Lloyd, 3. Dandre Peters, 1. Alexandre Elliott, 0. Siobhan Boyd was left not out on 1. And Connie Robinson, the last man to go, he made 2. 13 extras, 77 all out. The bowling for the Barbados team, Jahidi Hines, 7 overs, 3 maiden, 16 runs, 3 wickets. Zarel Harding, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 20 runs, no wickets. Joshua Thompson, 7.5 overs, 2 maidens, 14 runs, 3 wickets. And Asher Branford, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 20 runs, 4 wickets. So you see Connie Robinson. And again, just on the back foot and forcing this one away is Hines. Can't beat the infielder, no run. So 2 slips, a man at gully. There is also a point, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on. A man at deep backward square, and a man down on the fine leg boundary. That's the field for Robinson. Here is Robinson. Just an easy single. Acres of space in that onside, and he just played it into the space and run through for an easy single.
And that's what I would have been mentioning in the Jamaica innings, that I think they would have lacked the ability to pick up some singles here and there. The field isn't much different to the Barbados's, except for the fine leg being back instead of the third man being back. But the amount of space to the left and right of mid-on, they could easily get singles there.
Here is he coming inside, looking to turn that one on the onside ball. Cannon into the pad, they're going to get a leg by. It's a stifled appeal from the Jamaica team.
Yeah, that was fired in by Connie Robinson on the leg stump. I think he was hoping to bowl a Yorker there full and fast. But it was sliding down the leg side, says the umpire.
So we've had 3 overs, 14 without loss. Jahidi Hines is not out on 5 with Batson on 6. Bright sunshine here. We have a steady breeze blowing from all right to left, from east to west as we look at it. So just a change in footwear for Batson. Probably just not comfortable with those new pair of shoes that he had on. So sent back for the old faithful. You know, they say some shoes are like brooms. They know the feet well.
I agree.
You have that one shoe, no matter how many of the new ones you get, you always head back towards that comfortable one that really fit you well. He's trying to force this one through the offside. He's going to get a single as it went through the fielder there at that extra cover position. So just one more to the total.
Yes, if it's one thing I've realized with the Barbados batsmen so far is that they've been able to hit the ball on the up a lot more often than I would have expected. I guess this is the difference in training, I guess.
They look pretty comfortable, especially when they're playing those punch stroke. Especially Batson. Here is he getting one that he's playing square the wicket, gets past the fielder there, but it's going to slow up before it gets to the boundary. They come back for a second run. So 2 more to Hines. Is he turning one on the onside? Not able to beat that fielder at backward square, who is next to the umpire on that 30-yard circle. So here we watch as he's trying to force this delivery away. He's the right-handed Hines, forcing this one into the offside field, and there is no run. So we're hearing that Leeward Islands innings has come to an end, and they've been bowled out for 109. Remember, you can follow all the matches on the West Indies official website, windiescricket.com. And all 3 matches are being streamed here in Antigua by 360. We say thank you to them and their associates. So, it's delivering. Yes.
17. 23. 23.
It's a start of a new over from Connie Robinson. And almost getting trapped on the crease there was Javian Batson. It's coming right across the stop. He has to be careful.
Yes, I was just about to say.
If he misses one of those, the LBW will be definitely in play.
I was just about to say he's getting that front foot rather far across the stumps. So
And he's
any
locking
movement, any movement or deviation is going to be in a bit of problems.
Hines cuts again, but straight to that fielder at that short gully position. No run. Looks to be
this is
Buchanan who is in that.
This is a good plan here by Jamaica. I think it's very proactive of them to go with 2 slips on the gully and just try and get as much wickets as possible.
Still searching for that first wicket, 18 without loss. Robinson again having Hines in a spot of bother. That one cut back at him, taking him somewhere up on the thigh pad region. No run.
Yeah, that's right. That's evident by the replay there that he's getting the ball to angle in to the young Hines, and I guess he's found it a bit difficult to deal with that delivery. That could just be tucked into the...
Looks a strong lad, Robinson. That one with a little bit of pace going past the chest region of Hines, who picked it up well, just rocked back out of the way and into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. There's no run. Earlier in the day, we had started a discussion about captaincy for the West Indies, and I did mention Shea Hope. I'm of the opinion that we could have a left field type of captain, somebody that you're not expecting. And I'll tell you who my pick would be. Wide down the leg side as Connie Robinson is third over.
Well, he's working up some good pace here, Coney Robinson. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he was one who would have participated in last year's Under 15 tournament. And the same pace I'm seeing again this year, but with a lot more control than last year. So
looks a strong lad for Under 15. Here is he, right up to Hines, who is beautifully driving, and he's going to get some runs here. Might not carry to the boundary, but pleasant to the eyes. That shot by Jahidi Hines.
Yeah, that was elegant. That deserved 4, but the outfield seems to be heavy. That's a beautiful shot there, over pitched, and that is a textbook cover drive there by young Jahidi Hines.
Really looking good on that occasion. And my left field captain is a guy called Alec Athenes would be my pick. Here is he pulling at another short delivery down the leg side, called wide by the umpire.
Well, I don't think that is his left field as most people may think. I mean, Alec Athenes does have experience captaining the Windward Island Volcanoes at the regional level. I think he was the captain for the West Indies Under 19 when he would have participated, if I'm not mistaken. It could be someone else. But he does have captaincy experience, but I don't think he's yet to prove himself as a reliable batsman at the test level just yet.
This is where I'm saying that we pick him as captain with a low dose of training. We train him a lot in captaincy, a lot in the whole art of responsibility, because I feel personally that he can bat. I believe that he can bat.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah?
I think everybody in the Caribbean...
So now we just have to work on his, because what I have seen, is that decision making in terms of when he's batting, shot selection and so on, what to leave alone, when to. I remember when he played here in the last test match. We literally got a heart attack with his very first shot.
Once again, just letting you guys know by that small advertisement that the West Indies are home for the summer between June 25th and July 28th. The West Indies will take on Australia in Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Kitts. So get your tickets now on the website www.windiescricket.com.
And we just noticing Javian Batson, he's on strike. He seems to just have a little bit of a problem with that ball that's angling back to him, especially when it's in the hip area. Here is he driving. Here's a loud appeal. Not out, says the umpire.
Well, he's rehearsing the shot that he should have been playing. As you can see on the replay here, the foot is going straight across the stumps, and he's looking to flick through mid-wicket, where I think that ball should be going closer to mid-on. And he was practicing the shot there, so that is something that he'll have to work on. And what better game when there's no pressure to work on that now.
He's facing up to Plummer, and he's driving over the top of mid-on. He's going to get a couple of runs here. Doesn't seem to have timed it well. The fielder coming all the way across from the long off region, does the fielding, and they're able to come back for 2 runs. So he got a lot of bat into it, but not the timing that he was looking for. Just tried to hit it over the top of that fielder at mid-on. Still inside the power play. So only 2 fielders out for the Jamaica team. They have a long off and a man down at third man. Down the leg side, another poor delivery by Wayne Plummer, falling away and just pushing that one down the leg side.
Yeah, this is a bit of ill discipline by the Jamaican bowlers to start. I mean, you're bowling with a third man, two slips, a backward square leg, a backward point, and a cover, and you bowl a wide down the leg side.
Again, another delivery on the line of the leg stump. This time gets away with it as the batsman in Batson. Batson just seems to be a little bit weak when it comes to those deliveries that are angled into him, that he has to play on the onside. Doesn't seem to be a confident onside player.
Well, from the looks of it, I think he may have an issue with falling over the head, falling to the offside a lot, especially when you see he triggers. His initial movement is good, his initial trigger movement is good, but he has another little press, and I guess that makes the head slightly off balance, and that's why he tends to fall over when he's playing the ball straight or to the leg side. Because if you would have seen the shot that he played down the ground for two, that ball was not on the stumps, it was just on off or a little bit outside, and he played it through mid-on. So it stands to reason if you go on the legs like that or just down the leg side, he's just gonna drop the head and just have a swing at it.
Yeah, so and a weakness that we've identified, that no doubt when the coach is looking back at this live stream, they're gonna want to probably have a talk with him about those issues and probably work on them in the nets. And as he continues to progress as a cricketer, he's only at the under 15 stage at this time. So he has lots of time to work on whatever flaws are being identified at this stage. He plays this one defensively though for no run. End of over number 6, 26 without loss.
Well, my oh my, I wish that we had this kind of technology when I was playing under 15 in regional cricket. I mean, I would not get enough of just replaying the lives just to see me on YouTube. I mean, at the under 15 level, I know that they want to take their game to the next level and hopefully have aspirations of playing for West Indies. So, I mean, this sort of exposure and this sort of video footage would be beneficial to them.
One of the things that I've heard someone who is into marketing has lamented lately is the fact that with the streaming of these matches, there could be reels and other stuff created from these cricketers. So when they're looking to, put them out there, they could, that shot that we saw from Hines, which was that perfect cover drive, you could cut that out from the live and make that into a reel to advertise the type of way that he can bat. So always a good thing when you have these matches being able to stream. Here is this delivery, an attempted slow delivery, but bad line by Ikani Robinson, just pushing it down the leg side, and there's no run. He's beginning to try a thing or two, and maybe just getting a little bit impatient, not getting a wicket. He's in his 4th over, and so he's just thinking, you know what, I need to try something, buy a wicket, do something to try and make something happen.
And this is what happens when you have a low total on the board. You tend to be a bit impatient. And
here is this one, and one angled, and a little bit of ill discipline from the Jamaicans, throwing it away, allowing the batsman to come back for a second run. Again, just have a look at it, angled down the leg side, and so they were able to come back for two leg byes, was it?
Correct, 2 leg byes. It seems like both of these young Barbadian batsmen do have a problem with the ball on their legs. I haven't seen them convincingly deal with a delivery on the middle stump or the leg stump yet, but
here is Robinson again, down the leg side. Maybe just clipping the thigh pad or something on the way through. There's no
Yeah, it looks
signal
like it
coming
just
from
could
umpire
be.
Geest.
Yeah, it looked like it just could have been clipping the pad strap on the way through, and that's why it wasn't given wide by the umpire.
Here we watch as Robinson. And he's playing this one up on the onside. And again, not looking as balanced as he should have been, almost as if he was falling down.
Yeah, once again, not convincing to me, and I hope that the Jamaican bowlers have taken notice of this and choose to attack the weakness.
Connie Robinson, short of a length, and they're going to get a single. He just bounced in line and pushed that one up to the mid-off region for an easy single. The fielder there is pretty deep on the boundary, so the batsmen were able to cross for run number 30.
Yes, but I do believe that the atmosphere on the field is a bit, or the energy on the field is a bit low, and I can't really blame them because of the low score that they would have posted.
And the fact that they haven't gotten an early wicket. They started off very excited, very energized, but the Barbados team seemed to have just sapped some of the energy by not losing that early wicket. So 77 all out for Jamaica. As you see, Price making 22 the top score and 4 for 20. Asha Branford 3 for 16. Jahidi Hines, who is opening the batting, and Thompson also getting 3 wickets for the Barbadian team. Jahidi Hines is like one of those cricketers that when we were small, when we played pick-a-side cricket, that you call first to bat, and because it's your ball, you also open the bowling.
I've played many a game. I've played many a game with someone like that. I mean, they have the bat and the ball, and if they don't bat, if they don't bowl, if they get out, they might say, not out.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
game has to probably start again.
Yes. But J.D. Hines, albeit that he's opening the batting and the bowling, he seems to be competent at both.
He does. He does. His delivery, he's just playing this one up on the onside for another single.
Yes, Plummer continuing from what I can only describe as the mango tree end. Seems to be very well forested over these parts of the island. A lot of trees, a lot of fruits. Did you climb a lot of trees when you were younger, stealing fruits?
I wouldn't call it stealing the fruits. Is this one whipped away into the mid-wicket region, should get a boundary and does. That's 4 runs. So it was an attempted slow delivery from Plummer, but it was full and just whipping it into the mid-wicket region, even though it looked as if he was falling over. If you notice with Lloyd, but he was still able to get good bat and good timing under that one and played it well for a boundary. You don't steal the fruits. There were a number of fruits around the park. They are on land that is owned by people, but we help them out from time to time as we were growing up.
I can imagine.
And especially in our case here, our schoolyard has about 4 or 5 mango trees that are on it, and it's an unfenced place. So we've always had the opportunity. We have a mango tree just behind it we call Green Skin. Very sweet, small mangoes. Even when they're ripe, they're still green. So we call them Green Skin, but always available. Here is he banging this one into the offside field, and there's no one. And just the back of where this building is built, we had what we call the Guava Wharf and it went all the way down to where you see the forested areas down there, and just in between those bushes to our left, you'd see a mango tree there, and we had a very big cashew tree there as well that we used to partake of.
Lovely insight, lovely insight. And that is the noticeable characteristics of cricket in the Caribbean, you know, a lot of green, a lot of greenery, fruit trees around, people, you know, maybe just having a seat on the grass or maybe on a stand built.
And I think this
You
was
know?
the idea when Kenny Benjamin and others were thinking of the field. One of the things that I know that he did not want, Plummer is down the leg side, is swinging at that one and not making contact. Through to wicket keeper, no run. One of the things that he was hoping not to have was too many concrete stands. He wanted to have an atmosphere of like the berm, like we see in front of us here, where folks could just go and settle. But we're going to take a short break. They're going to have a refreshment break, and we'll also use the opportunity to tell you about the series coming up. So we continue. Oh, and this is Ikani Robinson. Just one slipping from him. Head height delivery.
That's a dangerous delivery there by
Yep.
Coney Robinson.
Beamer, we would call it in
Right.
our day, but a head high full toss. It's going to be
Obviously
free
not
hit
intentional,
opportunity.
but he has to be penalized with a free hit.
And he's just swinging at that one, a short delivery. Didn't go the direction he wanted to, but it picked up 4 runs. So, opportunity for Hines to get a swing. And he just swung the bat at that one and picked up 4.
Yeah,
that
very
Hines or is
fortunate
that
boundary for
Batson?
Batson. Very fortunate indeed. Banged in short by Coney Robinson. And it was put away with some level of luck.
Robinson is in, and Batson comes right across, plays it defensively back along the pitch for the bowler to field his own ball in, and there is a run. So 41 without loss in over number 9.
What I would like to see going forward for the Jamaican bowlers is a bit of patience and discipline. I mean, I don't think that they should be trying too much. I think they should learn, or at least take from what the Barbados bowlers did. They were just bowling a very steady line and length and make the batsman make the mistake.
It comes back to the point that I was making earlier at the start of the broadcast, that patience is something that especially young fast bowlers will have to learn, that they have to understand you're not going to get a wicket with every delivery. But you just need to be consistent.
Well, yes, currently I think he's bowling much too full to be troubling the batsman in any way. I mean, if he's not going to be bowling that 4 to 6 meter length, it's really not troubling them as much as bowling a half volley.
To me, he's out of energy. If you notice that his pace has significantly been reduced, so it's probably time for a change. He's gone now to those slow deliveries. We've seen 2 or 3 or 4 of them in a row. So he's just probably a little bit sapped of energy. The sunshine is bright, and if you check, we can just see on his way back that he's just probably just having
and
a
there
little
is
bit
evidence of you being
of
right.
a little bit of a problem, because he's just going down as
Well,
if almost as if he just had a blackout or something of that sort. And it could be from the sunshine, and I sort of picked it up early that he didn't seem himself in this over, and he's just walked back, and he's now down. Just going to receive some treatment from the physio.
Yes, I agree. The sun is not to be played with, and I mean, for these young guys, hydration must be paramount, because you have to look after your younger individuals, especially playing such a long format of the game that is 50 overs. A whole day on the cricket field in the hot sun, I mean, you have to
Probably
take precautionary measures.
From what I'm seeing, the physio do almost as if he's having some cramps. So he would probably just need some hydration as well. Something to hydrate him. So we just have a slight break in play as treatment is given to the fast bowler. Is it Ikani Robinson? It should be.
Yes, it's
I'm seeing Wayne Plummer on the screen. I don't know why.
You might have a bit of issues there in the technical department, but yes, after 9 overs, Barbados are going well, 41 without loss. I mean, a very good power play so far by them, and very minimal risk. Here, putting away the balls that they know they can put away, and then rotating the strike on others. I mean, for me, I would like to see a bit less or a little less dot balls, but all in all, there's some positives to take out for the Barbados team.
So Robinson still remains down, receiving some treatment from the physio. It's good to see him back on his feet right now. He's just taking in some hydration as well and just making sure that he is going to be okay with the number 29 on his back. So they'll sort it out very shortly.
Interesting. You mentioned that you would have Ali Catanese as next in line to be the test captain for the West Indies in the.
My first pick is Shea Hope, but if not Shea Hope, then Ali Catanese.
I see. Well, I mean, he truly is a talented batsman, and we've seen evidence of that throughout some of his test innings so far. And he's.
I think one of the things that we need to do with Alec Athens is we need to have him a permanent spot. Where are you going to bat? Right? I personally believe he's better as an opening batsman. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that's where he started. That's how he started as an opening batsman and has moved down the order. I think we should get him somewhere back up close to the top of the innings. Robinson is ready again, and this is a full toss with really no pace. Hit away out into the deep square leg region, and the batsmen are able to cross for a single. So I really think that this is going to be his final over. Ikani Robinson looks to be having a little bit of a problem at the end of the over. Barbados, in reply to 77 all-out made by Jamaica, they are 42 without loss.
Yeah, I mean, I think he may have to come off here, and that seems to be the case. Number 49 is going on the field for Ikoni Robinson, who is just going to come off here.
So Javan Malcolm is coming on. He's listed as the 12th man today. So Malcolm has come on. Ikani Robinson is going to go off. He's just had some issues during that over.
And a change in bowling from the north end.
Who is that? That's coming on?
Peters, it looks like. Number 16, Dondre Peters.
Yep, so Dondre Peters. He's listed as a pace bowler. So let's see what he brings to the table.
The Barbados team are never short of encouragement wherever they travel.
Never.
A shout out to the contingent who are supportive parents.
Last few iterations of this Rising Star under 15, they've had some good fans that they've brought along. His delivery kept low from Peters' first delivery.
Yes, but I think that currently the Jamaica team may need to regroup. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're bowling to any plan currently. It's just going through the motions, and I think they need to find a purpose or at least pull a positive out of this game.
A delivery that's right up to the right-handed batsman. He's looking to drive, no run.
Yes, I think he was just trying to hit that ball too hard. He saw it as a full-length delivery, and his eyes lit up, trying to go over cover, but didn't get the connection he wanted.
Wide outside the off stump, should be called wide, and is. So Dondre Peters just trying to line up his radar. He's just come on to replace Plummer, who was bowling from that northern end. We call it the police station end because that cream building in the corner down there is the Liberta police station.
Well, yes, for the viewers and the listeners, for a frame of reference, Where you see the ball going down too long off now, just to the right, on
of
screen.
picture, yep.
Yeah, that structure is the Liberta police
Police
station.
station.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's been a lot of law surrounding Raheem Jimbo Cornwall hitting a 6 onto that roof.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And like I've said,
that seems to be a clean 120 meters from the center of the field.
Yeah. And he's cutting this one. Beautiful stroke for 4. That one sat up there and asked to be hit. And hit he did.
Yeah, and to rub salt into the wound, it's a no ball as well.
So a free hit now for Hines as well. Yep. And if you saw it when he hit it, he just eased it. He wasn't one of those powerful things.
I may not have been around in cricket at those times, but it's hard to believe that anybody can check drive a 6 for 120 meters. But we've seen it in the CPL, we've seen it in regional cricket. He is a talent, Raheem Cornwall. So
there was a legend out here that the same gentleman that I was talking about from round south hit one off of Hungry Walsh, and when it reached the mango tree down there, it was still rising, never to be seen again.
Oh, the days.
Here is he swinging and missing. Scruff.
Scruff
is the name I'm looking for.
Scruff.
And Scruff hit one, and they said when it was at the mango tree area, it just kept rising and rising, and they just looked up, signal for a new ball.
Oh, some colorful characters in the Caribbean to be called Scruff.
Ball driven back up the pitch. Lloyd fields to his own bowling, no run.
Good start so far by Andrew Lloyd, 2 dot balls.
I think Barbados would want to get this finished before the luncheon interval, or do they just bat normal and let the chits fall however it may?
I think the goal for the Barbados team is to just be clinical. So not to force the innings. It's already only 28 away. Victory is more or less assured. And just try and win by 10 wickets regardless of. And as we see here,
just almost giving it away.
Being sent back by Hines.
Yeah, I don't know where Batson was going on that occasion. Don't want to do anything untoward at this stage. You're comfortable. You're very much close to victory. They get an opportunity for a single. So you don't want to, have a cheap run out or anything of that sort. Just the advice would be just to bat normally, bat sensibly, and see it home. But a good first over from Andrew Lloyd, just a single coming from it. The total has moved on to 51 for 1.
Very tidy first over by Andrew Lloyd. I don't think that the goal may be to a long team conversation tonight, and they would have to correct quickly because the tournament is only 5 games.
Yeah, the batting can say they did not perform today, but there's still opportunity for some one of these bowlers to win champions, and they would want to send a message to the other teams that they are back and that they are back and strong. So a 10-wicket victory, what better way than to send it that way? So
yes, that would be a very good way to start the tournament for the Barbados, to stamp their authority on the tournament by commanding, as we see here, a gust of wind would have come across the ground and blown off the bales, but I don't think there's too much else troubling Jahidi Hines and Javian Batson out there.
Andre Peters continues down the leg side, should be called wide and is. Do you think the strict wide call at the under 15 level should it be from this level, that you go strictly anything down the leg side is a wide?
I think so
Or maybe
because
there should be a little bit more leeway. What do you think?
no, I don't think there should be more leeway in terms of wides because when you get to the next level, there's no leniency there. I mean, practice the right things at the lower levels, so when you reach the higher levels, it will become second nature
But
to
isn't it
bowl
isn't it
accurately.
isn't it more in favor of the batting team in the sense that bowlers have no margin for error?
I mean, it could be, and I wouldn't say that there's no margin for error because at the end of the day,
Because let me tell you why I say that. You have a line outside the line of the off stump that the bowlers have to stick within, and then anything at all, no matters not how close it is down the leg side, is called a wide.
well, my retort as a batsman is, and I always say this, bowlers have in ODI cricket 60 legal deliveries to get me out, and I can only get one batting. So
Is he punching this one through the offside? Should be 4. Hits the boundary now. 4 runs.
yes, brilliant shot there by Jahidi Hines. He was just biding his time and being patient, and a short and wide delivery came, and he transferred his weight onto the back foot efficiently, and he beat the cover and extra cover fielders, and the ball just ambles into the boundary.
And that's what you're going to have to do. That's what we are suggesting. As just wait for the bad deliveries. You have 231 deliveries to get 26 runs. So there's no rush.
There is no rush, but again, it should be imperative that you practice the right things. So I do believe that yes, you're waiting on the bad ball, but that shouldn't mean that you don't take singles when they present themselves.
Again, down the leg side, called wide.
And what I do think that Barbados have done very well so far in their innings is that they've been very urgent between the crease. They have been calling loudly, calling clearly. They're looking for the singles, something that was lacking in the Jamaica innings.
57 without loss. In over number 12. Remember, they're trying to get to 78 for victory. Here is he getting another delivery to keep low and just waiting and watching it. This time is Jahidi Hines just stopping it as it came through, and there is no run. So whatever it is that Dondre Peters is doing from that other end when he gets the ball to hit a certain part of that pitch, just keeping very low. Hadn't seen anything like that before. Here is this delivery just short of a length, and again Hines is just trying to dab it away. Goes into the gloves of Llewayne Price, and there is no run. Brings up the end of over number 12 at the end of it. 57 without loss.
Yeah, this is commanding stuff here by Barbados on the 15s. Javian Batson 21 not out, and Jahidi Hines 20 not out. Barbados 57 without loss, just strolling to a victory. And there will be a lot to think about for the Jamaica team.
Certainly a lot to think about for the Jamaicans.
It's been very polished so far by the Barbados team. I'd have to give them credit where credit is due. Not a lot of rash shots, very low risk.
Andrew Lloyd continues, and this one is angled down the leg side, ball taking the batsman on the pad, going away into the onside field, and there's no one again. Lloyd just looking as if he's falling over. Anything that is angled into him just tend to fall away to the offside, and sort of locks that left foot in place. He's able to get a single down into that short fine leg region, no run. Sort of locks that left foot when he sees the ball coming into him, and then just leans away, falls away towards the offside field, which makes it almost impossible for him to play that on drive. No balance whatsoever. Hines gets a delivery on the line of the stumps, just plays it quietly into the offside field, no run. You're at -7. Here we watch. There's another good delivery from Andrew Lloyd. Ball that is driven back along the pitch. Andrew Lloyd just stops it. Doesn't allow it to go past him. No
Well,
run.
this is a kind of interesting test for the Barbadian batsman. Even though there's no rush, I'd like to see their temperament at this time when the dot balls begin to pile up from the spin bowl at one end.
End of another over. 58 without loss after 13 overs. 58 without loss after 13 overs. Javion Batson on 21. Jahidi Hines on 20.
Yes, lovely scenes here from Ball Beef Liberta. A lot of white fluffy clouds and a lot of sunshine. I hope that the players are maintaining proper hydration.
Certainly needs to ensure that they keep themselves hydrated, because it's very bright sunshine and I believe it's extremely warm. Oh dear, are we going to have a change in bowling?
Seems to be a young leg spinner. I'm not sure the name. I'd
See
have
the
to see
number
when
3?
he turns around.
Is it 323? Siobhan Boyd. Boyd, who is a leg spinner, his first delivery.
That's a good start by the young lad. Very good
Beating
start.
Jahidi Hines outside the line of the off stop, no run.
And it always warms my heart to see a leg spinner taking on the art form that is probably the most difficult to bowl. And as we would have seen in cricket nowadays, wrist spinners tend to be the most dominant, the most sought after. So to practice such a skill shows a lot of dedication and a lot of commitment.
Outside the line of the off stump, third delivery from Siobhan Boyd.
Seems to be getting a lot of turn, a lot of purchase from the wicket. Very good action, it seems, so far.
One just pull that one down a little bit faster. Ball hit away into the offside field, no run.
Very good action. His approach to the crease, his energy, his alignment, how he gets his front arm up. He's going to be very accurate with such an action. Very good.
5 dot balls so far in his spell.
Very good start here by the young Boyd.
Final delivery to Batson. Outside line of the off. They're going to get a single as just the edge of the bat is found, and it runs down to a short third man position. So just one more to the total. It goes on to 59 without loss. So they need 78. So they're about 19 runs away now. My math is off.
That's correct, 19 to win. But
Yay
very
me.
good start by the young leg spinner.
Very good start by the young leg spinner. Very good control as well. Nothing complicated about his action or approach. He just looks to try and get those deliveries in. I would love maybe to see him just have probably one that he adds a little bit more loop on, just to see what happens. But Lloyd continues. He's striking the batsman on the pad, and he's given him leg before.
And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the temperament of the batsman here after facing a few dot balls. And as you can see, he gave in to the pressure. LBW to Andrew Lloyd, J.E.D. Hines.
And that's what we were saying before. If you notice that he's just putting his foot in front of the stumps right there and playing around the pad, just playing across the pads.
But yeah,
See
that
him looking back, but his pad was right in front of the stumps.
well, I mean, I'm led to believe that that was a premeditated shot because that ball was far too full to be sweeping. He would have stood a better chance just playing that back down the ground for one. But I mean, such as dot balls, regardless of how much you're chasing, dot balls do build pressure. So after 14 overs and a partnership of 59, J.E.D. Hines has to go LBW to Andrew Lloyd.
And that brings in Paris.
22.
Brings in captain in Justin Paris. He has come in to join Javion Batson.
Correction. It would have been Javion Batson to be dismissed. First ball of the over.
Correct.
Dismissed for 22 off of 39 deliveries. And in at number 3 for Barbados captain Justin Paris.
So Paris is in, left-handed batter, and he has a slip in place immediately. Is Andrew Lloyd. He's around the wicket to the left-handed Barbadian captain in Justin Paris. He just plays it quietly into the offside field, no run. And Paris is driving beautifully for 4. Ooh, that looked nice.
That's sumptuous from the captain Paris. Sumptuous drive. Around the wicket is Andrew Lloyd. Overpitched, a bit too full outside the off stump. Nobody on the cover sweeper boundary. And he just plays it languidly through the covers for 4. Barbados 63 for 1.
And I was surprised that there's nobody on that cover boundary because it's off spin that he's bowling.
Maybe just a lapse in awareness by the captain there. And they have since sent out a fielder onto the cover boundary, but he is quite square. Might be cover point boundary rather than cover.
And Paris again just drops it into the offside field, takes off and gets an easy single. So 65.
Just 14 away. 64, sorry. Just 14 away.
Hines is turning the one that's on the stumps down to a short. Finally, they're going to get 2. So coming back pretty quickly. And what has happened that since the captain has come in, Justin Paris, the Barbados team, so we're back, and we just want to remind you to make your plans for that summer series. The Australians will be in town, and you will want to be at one of those venues: Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, or St. Kitts. Whichever one that tickles your fancy, you might want to get your tickets soon. Boyd continues. The first delivery is just struck away by the left-handed Justin Paris for a single.
Yes, I mean, Australia and West Indies are going to face off in 3 tests and 2 T20s, if I'm not mistaken. The first test starting the 25th of June in Barbados, and the second test the 3rd of July in Grenada, with the third test on the 12th of July in Jamaica.
And that's scheduled to be a day-night encounter over there in Jamaica.
Is it?
Yep, it's supposed to be a pink ball test.
Those are few and far between, so I might just hop on a plane to Jamaica if anybody is willing to sponsor me.
I've already put it out there. They get 2 runs as this one is played away nicely out into the offside field by Jahidi Hines. 2 more to him. He goes to 24. The total on to 69. 69 for 1. Whenever we come across 69 in Antigua and Barbuda, remember the late great Charlie Joseph, commentator we had here in Antigua and Barbuda. Barbados gets the 70th run as Hines just now walking it, almost walking it home. Just
yes,
8
rest in
runs
peace
lead
to the
now.
late great man himself. But this has been quite a commanding performance so far from Barbados. 70 for 1, requiring just 8 to win. But it's good for Test cricket to be returning to the West Indies. Australia is no easy team, regardless of the squad that they do bring. And it's going to be a good test for our test team heading in a new direction under a new captain.
New captain, new coach. End of the over has come up 70 for 1. Barbados. Hines is on 25. Paris is not out on 6. So just 8 runs to get. So the start of a new over. By Andrew Lloyd. Again, Hines just trying to squeeze that one through the offside field. Can't beat the infield, but gets a single. Here's Lloyd, and then again, a pleasant looking stroke from Captain Paris. He's going to get 2. Gets 2. Again, Paris just looks very easy. Justin Paris looks well controlled. Plays well into the offside field. The left-handed Barbados under 15 captain. Lloyd bowls another good delivery that time, just having Paris coming forward, playing defensively. No run. Paris is driving once again, pleasantly out to that fielder at long off. Walks through for a single. So just one more to the total, one more to the Barbados team. They are now on 72. So 72 for 1 is the total so far. So 73 for 1. The corrected score will show shortly. As just 5 needed now by the Barbados team for victory. And Siobhan Boyd is going to continue from the northern end, tossing one up to Paris, who's driving it back past him, gets an easy single. One more tick into the scorebook. One more run to Paris's name. Another single, so 75 for 1. So we have Boyd, who is in. This delivery is played defensively into the offside field, no run. So it's going to be a comprehensive victory for the Barbados team. One that they would be happy with. Gets another run into the offside field. So getting ever so closely to that total.
Call them before they start over. Call them before they start over. Don't start over yet. Tell them don't start over yet. Hold on.
Ended that the Barbados team coming away with a comprehensive 9-wicket victory over the Jamaica team, and their fans, as you can see them over in that southeastern corner, they're pretty happy. Boys are shaking hands all around, and it was a dominant display by the Barbadians all around. They bowled well this morning to bowl out the Jamaicans for just 77 runs, and then they got to 78 for 1 without any fuss really. Jahidi Hines ending on 29 of 61 deliveries. Justin Paris 7 in the end there. We'll get their final scores shortly, but the Barbados team coming away with a 9-wicket victory over the Jamaica squad. Asha, your thoughts on how clinical it was today for the Barbados team?
I mean, truly a dominant performance here by Barbados, only losing 1 wicket in the process of chasing down 78, and it was not a slow chase by any means. I mean, they completed 50 within the first power play, which should have been a good objective in the first place, and they did that comprehensively. They rotated the strike as they should and put away the bad balls. And really and truly 78 within 20 overs, a really good score.
What would be the takeaway for the Jamaica's team?
Well, I do mean some positives has to be taken from it. the batsmen could do better in terms of rotating the strike, but I do think that their choice in which delivery to execute on, which delivery to hit, may need some work, and the temperament in terms of that. But it should be the only way is up from here for Jamaica, and for Barbados is just to maintain this particular energy going through the rest of the tournament.
So just to give you the scorecard for the Barbados team, Jahidi Hines was left not out on 28 of 57 deliveries. He had 3 fours. Javion Batson was LBW to Lloyd, Andrew Lloyd, for 22 of 39 deliveries. He had 3 fours in his innings. And Justin Paris was left not out on 11, with extras being 17 and the total 78 for 1. Iconny Robinson, until he had to leave the field, he bowled with good life, good energy. 5 overs, 1 maiden, 18 runs, no wicket. Wayne Plummer had a little bit more of a struggle. 4 overs, no maiden, 21 runs, no wicket. Dondre Peters' 2 overs cost him 13 runs. Andrew Lloyd, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 12 runs, 1 wicket. He got the lone wicket LBW. And Siobhan Boyd, we saw bowling 2.5 overs, no maiden, 9 runs, no wicket. And so that's the scorecard. Earlier in the day, the Jamaicans were inserted this morning as when the Barbados team won the toss and elected to bowl first. Jaden Shaw, he made 8. Raja Magichi 1. Tesfa Ward 13. Llewayne Price, the wicketkeeper, he looked good for 22. Wayne Plummer got 12. Zachary Buchanan, he made 1. Andrew Lloyd 3. Dondre Peters 1. Alexandre Elliott didn't score. Siobhan Boyd was left not out on 1. Iconny Robinson made 2. Extras 13 for the Barbados team. 5 byes, 2 leg byes, and 2 wides with 4 no balls as well. And the bowling, Jahidi Hines, 7 overs, 3 maiden, 16 runs, 3 wickets. Zarel Harding, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 20 runs, no wicket. Joshua Thompson, 7.5 overs, 2 maidens, 13 runs, 3 wickets. And Asher Branford, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 20 runs, 4 wickets. So that's you're up to date completely. Barbados winning by 9 wickets in this first CWI Rising Star Super 50 Championship over the men from Jamaica. We'll be back here on Wednesday for another encounter in this Rising Stars Super 50 competition for all the 15 boys. Let me just see if I can bring you up to date with the other scores before we leave you in the other matches that are being played in Antigua and Barbuda. Up at Coolidge, Leeward Islands on the 15, they made 109 all out. And Windward Islands, they are 43 without loss when last we heard. And Trinidad and Tobago, they are 150 for 8 after having that very good start. They now moved on to 159 for 9, Trinidad and Tobago in the 48th over of that one. So Trinidad, after having a positive start, seemingly lost their way in a 159 for 9 in that one. So matches still continuing at the CCC ground and about the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. But that's going to do it for us here at Ball Beef in Liberta. The Barbados team putting on a clinical performance, being able to defeat the Jamaicans by 9 wickets, bowling out Jamaica for 77 and getting to the target 78 for 1. On behalf of Asha Murray Cornelius and of course our technical team here at Ball Beef in Liberta, Denmo Robertson, have a great day and join us again Wednesday morning at 9:25 for more coverage of the CWI on the 15 Rising Stars Super 50 Championship. Until then, it's goodbye.